We're live.
Look at Twitch. Twitch is getting
being
fast.
all, yeah. Thursday it took its sweet ass time, but the bot was good. It was 5 minutes.
Bot? Good bot, good bot. I'm always impressed. I'm always impressed when it does things. Like, why can't you be normal?
When
Twitch?
it's under 10 minutes.
Dude.
Yeah, why can't you be normal? Go normal. Bang us to suggest show titles. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? We're getting ready for another Linux Gamecast Weekly, which has wrapped up the pre-super shows, where we talked about things that involve stuff, which led to more things than radio plays, as is tradition tonight. It's a proton-powered purple monkey dishwasher of people on the floor eating McDonald's with their fries. Not really, but we got some Steam Deck stuff, some Proton stuff, zigs and zags, and of course, Intel with its infinite coyness of like, we might be releasing a card, but we can't really tell you exactly when. Why? Because I could put money aside to buy the damn thing?
I want to buy that plushie, whatever the fuck that is.
I love you, a-hole. All right. Get your mind out of the gutter. That's clearly that is clearly Kirby after his chemo treatments.
It's mouthful mode, right?
Oh,
Assful mode.
I just like the North Ranger put in stuff and things from Imgur.
Well, yeah, because you stuff some things into it for sure.
I mean, if you had a Kirby, I mean, that poor thing, you'd be feeding it all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the dangers of having a garbage disposal. I'm not responsible enough to have one of those. I've never used it.
It's some fucking assful mode if I've ever seen one.
It's like buying that Blendtec blender, man. I saw the guy feeding it a broom handle. I'm like, I can't buy one of those.
There was one clip that I know is fake, but they had a piece of rebar getting shoved in there. I'm like, I want to see that one. Come on.
Oh man, talk about the early days of the internet. Not early days of like streaming, video being reasonable on demand. Yeah, Blendtec. I guess they're still around.
Yeah.
They're still doing those videos.
I mean, if it's a thing.
Blendtec custody management? What? Oh.
No.
Custody measurement. Okay, not custody management.
We'll measure your custody. It's about that big.
Oh, yeah, if you got some custody problems, stuff them in a blender.
I did check my email when I got up, and I was making something to drink before we went live. And apparently I'm part of a Zoom class, or I have the opportunity to become part of a Zoom class action settlement or something like that.
Okay.
I just read the...
Okay, if it's reasonable if you want, they're sold out, but if you want a refurbished blender, it's only $279 USD.
That sounds about right, because they were under $5, but they were approaching $5 for a new one when I looked.
The Turbo Fuck You 800 Professional is it's on sale. It's normally 1100, but it's 800 now. So savings.
No, because if I bought that, it better be able to eat a broom handle. First thing going in it.
Yeah. Okay. The classic is about 400, 380. Yeah. Do you want a designer blender?
Mayhaps.
Still too much for a blender.
Well, that one is 500 even. Oh no, if you want the silver one is 500. The silver one is 450. The black one is 450. The silver one is 500. Okay. It's always funny. Now I'm always looking for like what's the ugly color, because that one's definitely like priced down.
Red, if you're shopping for controllers, apparently. $7.99.
Yeah, I did the full list.
Jars. Extended warranties. All right. After I stick the broom in it, how much?
Extended. Well, no, it's the warranty is based on what you intend on putting into the blender. So you got like food, broom handle, crowbar, human, like
lithium-ion batteries. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. iPhones.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah. Will it blend? Oh, all right. So what do we got? We got 9 minutes to play around. Who's got a story idea? What are we going to do in the after shows? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Let's do something other than tanks, and possibly other than Jackbox. Jackbox is always a floaty option, but
Tricky Towers, Besiege 1 minute build challenge. We could try playing. We only need one copy of Quest of Grawl to play it via remote play, you guys. So, you know, it's good bang for your buck. Broforce was fun.
yeah, it's a unique requirement because we're going to have more than 4 people, unfortunately.
Right. Keep talking and nobody explodes, but only Ven can do the bomb disposal. We have to actually instruct him. We need a better way of doing like a rotation for that. Because that one was fun. Like actually trying to like do the bomb disposal.
Well, for you guys.
Fun is debatable. Stressful and annoying.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. That's what they call me, old stressful annoying Jordan. Super Tux Cart.
We could do Super Tax Card, yeah.
Left 4 Dead. We haven't done Left 4 Dead in a while.
Yeah, because we've done it to death.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like.
Serious Sam.
We had a good thing going in Left 4 Dead until we got bored with it.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like,
Well,
we've done literally everything multiple times.
Well, it was that post Rocket League period where we needed a new regular game, and that was before we started like
What it
started
boiled
like
down to
slotting
is,
in.
People like playing Left 4 Dead, and if they know Left 4 Dead is going to go down, like it turned into like, oh, show's over. Now we can play Left 4 Dead because we always had overflow in multiplayer.
Right, and I like we were hoping for fucking Back for Blood because that was going to be our Left 4 Dead replacement.
Yeah.
But, all right. I'm just scrolling up the Steam list here. We could play some Total War. Just all be garbage at it.
Everyone will be garbage at it except for like the 2 people. That's
Yeah. It's gonna be Scott and Alan who turned out are like Total War fiends. And they're just they got like they got the good. They're Becky with the good APM. They can like build up their forces and fucking route them and manage them and yeah. But what was it? Mountain Blade? That has massive online play, right? Or that is like larger online play.
Is that you volunteering there, Game of Thrones?
No. I'm just the ideas person.
Coffin Dodgers.
Can't play racing
that
games.
was. No, Coffin Dodgers is okay. Cart no.
I wouldn't mind golf, but Jordan doesn't like golf.
I'm fine with not playing golf. Y'all can have fun. Street Fighter 5 beta, apparently,
Yes.
I have.
And you wonder why we play Jackbox and tanks so much.
Yes.
Yes! Well, again, the more than 4-player requirement is kind of the sticky wicket.
And Jackbox is fun and varied. There's a lot of Jackboxes. Granted, there's like 2 games
Okay.
at most in each one that are good, but
Okay. What about fucking what about Valoran?
What's
It's
that?
free.
I know that.
That's we're talking Minecraft Breath of the Wild thing.
yeah,
Is that the one with the swords?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's.
the pixely voxely one.
Yeah.
I'm pulling games out of my butt, man.
Oh yeah, Minecraft. I got the email from Microsoft. You gotta migrate your account. Fine.
Yep.
I'll migrate my.
Listen, man, just integrate it into your Windows 11 Microsoft account.
Skype.
Plug your internet in.
It's still the old Hotmail account that I've had since I was 13.
Yep. That's about right. It's not my original Hotmail account, but it's of that vintage.
It's also the one that I use for GitHub ever since Microsoft bought GitHub.
I don't think enough of you have like the OG Battlefront 2, because that is a lot of, that is like 16 player online, and that one's pretty fun.
You know what we could do? We could do Scriblio.
We could do Scriblio.
It's reasonably easy to set up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good with that. If we want to just do like a simple online party game, yeah.
Yeah, online party game. Don't worry, Ogie. Everything in here is spaced accordingly.
Oogie.
Because I got 2 monitors on a stand on top of a glass desk. You don't want to boop them.
Smack.
Every time you do, you're like, that's what a stroke feels. All right. Interesting. Okay. You walk it off.
Heart palpitations.
Looking at something and holding it in terms like, no. Okay. You gotta go scrape everything with your fingernails or what remains of them, checking for hairline fractures. Yeah. Glass desk rock. It's especially, I'm looking forward to the day where I come in here and it's just gone for no reason.
There's just a pile of shattered glass on the floor and some busted electronics.
Fuck you, that's why, as they tend to do. All right. Yeah. Time to hop into a show. Scriblio. We can do that because I just got to set up a... Wait, hang on. This is something I want to investigate before.
No, I don't think they had the observer option.
That's what I'm going to look for. Scriblio.io. Spectator mode.
Okay.
No, I'm looking. Same. Is there a version of like Scriblio on Steam?
No, I don't think so. Because Scriblio is just a web game, right?
What about Doodly.io?
I don't know.
It can't be reached, so apparently it didn't do too well.
No.
Oh, we could do color breakers.
Color breakers.
That the one where you had to like draw the picture with the crayons.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Well, like the level is fucking with you and like throwing crayons everywhere, and you're like, "Shit, motherfucker!" Ah.
Oh, that one. Yes.
Can you color in between the lines?
Yeah. We'll just, you know what I'm kind of looking forward to? Because I just assume it's going to happen because there's been movement in the Steam Depot is Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's easy anti-cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I want, that would be nice. I want Paladins and Back for Blood and Hunt Showdown so I can finally play that with coworker Dave.
I want the Fall Guys because it's low priced, massively easy to get a bunch of people in. Doesn't require much. See, this is another requirement. We don't think very well good at the end of doing a 4-hour show, so it's kind of easy not to have something that requires like a very serious commitment. Yeah, like I don't need to be thinking about numbers, but Back for Blood, that'll be good. That'll be another one. Yeah. Minecraft on Steam Deck. Don't worry. Everyone will just be using their Steam Deck as a Wii emulator and a Switch emulator and a Wii U emulator.
Oh, there's a couple of MMOs that I want to try that also use EAC.
Which ones? I went looking for titles that use EAC and there was like 100. So
Black Desert Online.
I was just looking on Steam. Crab Game is free. It's like Squid Game, I guess. It's free and on Linux. How big is the download? 200 megs? That's not awful. You can beat people with a stick? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, back. Same. It's you can get some really good shots on those bottles and the targets, but yeah, no, can't join anyone.
Small downside.
I heard someone say that like the best part of Back for Blood is just trying to murder each other in the starting area. The little shooting range.
All right.
I really like the shooting because there was a lot of feedback to the guns and the shaking of the camera and everything else.
Was
I like
such
that.
a bullet sponge, though. That was
Yes, especially the big dudes.
I don't mind it. It wouldn't be bad. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of game changes since we first played it on like the pre-launch type thing, and there's even a mode that gets rid of the like deck building bullshit. So
I don't mind that too much.
Yeah, that was tacked on at best.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do a show.
All right.
Yes.
Time for crime.
Z against humanity.
No, just we're doing the one crime. Only crime.
Much crime.
Subscribe to my only crime.
crimes. Yeah. All right.
That needs to be a thing.
Only crimes.
Only crime.
I just shut up about the only things because now GitHub has stuff. I'm like, nope.
What was it? Liveleak.com? That was only crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty near the end of it? Yeah.
Live leak, something awful.
Yeah.
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 Only crimes.
All right. Linux Gamecast, episode 496 in 3. And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly. The show covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. I'm Vin, that is Jordan, and that is Pedro, together with you, Shot Realm Dynamic, watching us live, helping us for him, Cocaine Voltron. What's up, gentlemen? We got some new things we're playing around with. If the video kind of explodes, it didn't blow up. I think I finally have VP9 working correctly on our Jitsi server. Think air quotes around that. I'm not 100%, but there's your fair warnings. And if you follow me on Discord earlier today when I got back home, it's like I'm going to finally make our Star Wars credits in DaVinci Resolve instead of using this little website that I've been using forever. And stick around for that because it's very much I want Star Wars credits, Mom, and like we have Star Wars credits.
We have Star Wars credits at home.
It's you're going to give me a little gold star on my report. You're like, you tried. So maybe it'll get better later on. Maybe it won't. Jordan, you're full of soup, my man.
I am. It's coming out fart-wise. Now, I had a good burn about like we have X at home. We were watching Stargate, and there was some guy who looks like Rick Moranis. I'm like, shit, we have Rick Moranis at home, honey. I shrunk the budget.
Wormhole extreme.
Yeah. No, that's that one burn is the one thing that happened this week. So there you go.
Slow week.
I don't know. Weeks for me have been. This week, I've been going into the office. Just Friday was the one day that I didn't go into the office. Nothing to do with the 75-mile-an-hour gusts of wind that were happening or anything. I'd already done everything that needed to be done for the week.
Do you have like a baggy shirt or like a poncho or something? Can you like flying squirrel that shit?
Probably. I have a coat that's pretty wide.
What's your problem? You only have half of that equation. We also need a skateboard.
I was gonna say GoPro. Do you have a GoPro handy?
I do not have a GoPro. There is one on my wish list if you're feeling particularly generous.
Right, so
what are you gonna do?
Throw a wingsuit on there, and then we're fucking talking.
No. Now I'm looking forward to like Pedro's GoPro footage, just like getting up and going, making some tea, coming back, sitting down. We can put some like extreme. I can cut the shit out of it, man. Make it like extreme.
No.
Working out.
It's the live action version of the Stanley Parable, but it's the one where you just hide in the closet until the narrator gives up.
It's the introvert version. Yes, it's just me sitting right here. But yeah, no, I spent the rest of the week basically finishing this. It's the Toshiba NB550D. It's now looking resplendent and color matched, and things are actually, as they should be without
How many of those do you have
having
now?
cracks. NB550s, I only have the one.
Okay.
But I also have an NB520.
I was just
That's
going to
where
say
all the broken bits went.
from somebody who just was going to burgle your house, how many of those same looking things do you have? Like 2 or 3?
Two.
Two.
It's
I was
this
gonna
one that
say-
has the AMD APU, and the 520, which has the Atom N550.
You gonna overclock it? You're gonna have the most powerful netbook on the block?
Oh, yeah.
No, I need a completely different netbook for that. It's the 1015 triple EPC PN. Yes. But those are unicorns. They don't exist.
Well, you can have the next best thing. You just gotta overclock that CPU to like what 1.2 gigahertz.
That's the thing. It's already
Optimism.
a dual core 1 gigahertz AMD APU.
Oh, okay.
Take
I
some
was expecting
Dremel.
like
Let's
900 megahertz.
Yeah, let's get
Like,
some
yeah.
water.
No, those are the 700s, the 701 triple EPCs. Those are 900 megahertz Celerons. Yeah.
You know what? Here's what you can do. Just get a vat of the non-conductive liquid, douse it, SSH into it, and just clock the snot out of it until it melts.
Oh yeah, just mineral oil
Yeah,
submersion.
just drop it in.
But I made them look so nice. I don't want to drown them.
You gotta lube them up, Pedro.
Like the horse.
You gotta loop it and dunk it, just like the horse. I don't think I have anything to top that. So it's the steam.
Update.
Oh, yeah, Lubin and Duncan, baby. We're off
Dunkin'
to a
Lubin-
rip roaring
Lubin
good start.
Dunks. Hey, take it over to the old lube and dunk.
America runs on Duncan Lube.
Things you might not want to lube up to and including the Steam Deck. Yes. Today, which was not today, it was a couple of days ago, Steam they're announcing that iFixit, you might have heard of them, they make the screwdrivers and things, will be one of the authorized resellers for the Steam Deck replacement parts, which is neat. And look, iFixit is like, hey, let's X-ray this thing, and it looks exactly like it would look X-rayed. Just a note on that. Now, they do make a point of saying they are going to be one of the authorized resellers. Why am I interested in this? I'll tell you why I'm interested in this. It's effectively going to be like a parts list to see what the common failure points are on the deck as determined by Valve. You know, those are replaceable parts, the ones that Valve in their testing, like, this is the shit that's going to wear out. So I think that'll be a handy list to have.
I think the big one on that is just going to be the joysticks, right? Like, it's been a consistent problem with a lot of the newer controllers that, like, the joysticks. Dude, my fucking Nintendo Switch, I'm on my second set of Joy-Cons, and I'm getting that Joy-Con drift. I got to actually fix it. But yeah, I guess that means it's a no on replacement unit stock. Then it's if you break it, you gotta fix that shit on your own.
And apparently it's a very fixable machine. The fine folks at iFixit did a separate video where they, unlike the Valve video where there was just a scaremongering and the jumping around and the complete lack of cohesion, they actually went through the whole thing, took everything apart, including the battery out of the slot, and that's the one thing that kind of ducked the score a little bit, because it is proper glued in place, and it's very, very hard to actually
I'm
get
like
it
you,
out
Pedro.
safely.
I'm exactly like you. I want my battery bouncing around when I'm...
That's the thing.
Jingle, jingle.
You can,
Yeah,
Piggyback.
I
You
want
can
the
put
one
the
block of
battery
ion
in
lithium
a-
that you genuinely cannot put out once it ignites to be nice and mobile inside my case.
you can make a battery stay in place without gluing it as much as Valve did, at least for the pre-production units. It remains to be seen
Internet
what the
engineers
actual-
kids.
You gotta use staples.
As someone who's taken apart many laptops with built-in batteries, the one thing that interested me was the little foil jacket around the SSD. It's like, can we repurpose that?
Nope.
Because yes, if that is there for the interference, to avoid interference with the Wi-Fi's,
Keeps out the brainworms.
can we repurpose that? If we want to add our own SSD, can we just use that?
No.
It's like it's that adhesive that like you can't fucking get it off without like shredding the back of it. Yeah, it's gonna be that. I don't know.
I'll make my own. I have some aluminum tape and some Captain Tape, so I'll make my own.
I got some tinfoil too. Yeah,
it'll be brilliant. So, what do we think about this though? Let's look at like what Steam is doing, what Valve is doing with. Oh yeah, here's user serviceable parts. If you're brave enough to take some screws out and do this, compared to Jordan, you can speak to this. Nintendo. Let's say I have an issue with one of my Joy-Cons. I want to head over to iFixit and go to the Nintendo Switch section to get an easily replaceable part. No?
Well, first off, I gotta buy the special screwdriver that Nintendo uses. That's.
Do they still use a triangle?
You know what? I haven't looked close enough at my Joy-Cons to check. I've recently gotten to that point. Although I too have a set of like fat Joy-Cons for large-handed individuals on my wish list. Amazon.com. You can get that.
Repairability. Valve's doing the right thing here, and this is not something the market is accustomed to. But Valve knows their audience. So
indeed. Speaking of audience, once that deck comes out, they're gonna have a brand new version of Proton to play with. Version 7 is out. Oh my god! We've seen a little bit of the previews with that from the Glorious Egg Roll side, updating his branch to Wine 7. But here we are, and it looks like we have some cool stuff, like turning on the EAC stuff for Star Wars Squadrons. Apparently, it wasn't just the library that needed to be there. It wasn't just the button that needed to be pressed online. There was actually a feature flag in Proton that needed to be enabled to turn on the EAC support proper. And so here we are. So that's a thing. There's a bit of a bug with that, but we're going to talk about that with the experimental release. So our lesson here is, I guess we got to stick with the official announcements when we're talking about easy anti-cheat. It's a little easy to jump the gun because we're like, oh my god, new games, multiplayer on Linux, but we were a little bit of an eager beaver. Also, a bunch of the stuff from experimental is now in mainline, including the performance optimizations. So yeah. You can go play some games with it.
It took a minute to show up. We got this announcement. When was the announcement for this?
Earlier in the week.
4 days ago.
Wednesday-ish?
4 days ago from time of recording. It took like 2 dads before it showed up on my Steam. I was in the beta client, and immediately, you just go and type in Proton. Like, there's all the other Protons. Then it finally showed up. It runs Trackmania just fine, which is what I was curious about. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Now, the EAC stuff, I still think it's valuable to keep a track on who's playing with it, because as you said, Jordan, that doesn't give you the guarantee that it will even see the light of day. But I want to see more and more companies going, is it really that easy for us? Do we just have to cut this on? Is it just going to work? And unless you're the Vermintide crew.
No, I don't want to rebuild my game. Quiet now. After Valve calling them out and saying, "No, that's not what you do. This is what you do."
Maybe we had some outdated information. Shut up. Leave us alone. The Valve basically just took the previous experimental as a whole and turned it into Proton 7, which is very, very nice. And they did need to do a bit more stuff on their end for EAC and Proton, which I'm glad that they did. And, the Game Gear is coming out on the 25th. So, yeah. I can finally play Apex Legends, the game that I chose with my 2060. That was my free game.
Sweet. Yeah, try it out. Maybe it'll be your shit.
Well, here's the thing, man. I learned my lesson. I redeemed that code. Why? Because when I bought the 980, it came with like 2 free games with like a scratch-off thing that I punched the code in. Mm-hmm. And I find when Proton came out, I'm like, wait a minute, I have a Batman game and something else. And it said, that's expired. So I have a copy of Apex Legends that I don't care about playing, but damn it, I'm going to play it at least once, hopefully, with EAC. And,
is it free now?
I think it is free now. Yeah.
It's the thing with like the free games that come with your shit, right? Like I got Witcher 3, I got Assassin's Creed, and it's like, yeah, well, shit, if you're gonna give it to me, I want to play it. And
right?
Yeah, I emailed AMD. I'm like, yo, do you like can I activate this thing over Linux? And they're like, yeah. If you just gotta click on the Windows download button because there's actually a browser version check. Download the actual SH file. I'm like, well, that's good fucking UI design. Yeah,
it is interesting. Now, do we have any more of this wonderful in this episode 496 of Proton Gamecast?
Yes, we do, because there's a whole new experimental, because yes, it is Proton 7. Proton 7 was effectively what experimental was, but brought into the Wine 7.0. And now there's a whole new Proton experimental, starting with, the new DXVK and VKD3D.
Did anybody else immediately when they first saw Blood, they're like, oh.
No, yeah, not
that's the JoJo Bizarre Adventure one, I think. Melty Blood.
Yeah, and there's a couple of issues there. I like that they mentioned specifically Dead Cells. The one with the native Linux version. Yes, that Cells. It was hanging on launch, so are they suggesting that maybe people should be playing it with Proton, given that Steam input doesn't work with the native Linux version still?
Why would we fix that? It's a feature. It's the Dark Souls of controlling games.
Yeah,
it's that game. Yeah, but yeah, apparently, I guess Valve is just very subtly implying, play that with Proton.
Yeah. I mean, they much rather you do, because then they can fix bugs that developers don't want to
control.
But if you got excited for being able to play Star Wars Squadrons, and then were greeted by a invalid driver message when you booted it up, that's fixed in experimental. Also, there's some space saving sauce in here too, which is going to be handy because there is finite storage on the deck, even with a 512 SSD and a terabyte SD card or whatever. I don't even know how big SD cards get anymore.
This is a real thing, because every time
terabytes.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's SSD cards. Every time you go to the Googs and you type in a joke number, and that's available. I go, oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how much you want to pay for that.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to be able to afford that, but it exists. So
yeah, but my point still stands. You might want to make sure that you're saving space, especially because those Proton versions are pretty chunky. They're in excess of a gig each.
How do you think people are going to be using the decks? Because I know there are people that will not run out, but people who will deny their children university funds and buy an 8 terabyte
micro SD card that fries in 2 months.
2230s, you can only get 4 terabyte ones. That's where the cap is currently.
Okay. Something like that, and try to just dump their. Just to have everything, just to say they have it. And people will probably take my approach. I'm fully aware, because I have a 250 gig SSD that I'm waiting to die, and it won't, used as a SIM drive. And I just have okay, I'll install this and a couple games. And if I need something, I just download it. So do you think people are going to be more focused on getting the 4 terabytes, 2 terabytes, and try to have everything loaded? Or hey, this thing has functioning internet, so I can just download what I need?
Well, It depends on your use case, right? If you're in transit a lot in a place that if you're flying and you don't have internet or fast internet, downloading games is not that great an idea. You want to have some local storage and some options.
Well, I'm thinking about it like this: is when you get the super chunky games, these are usually your AAA, AA titles, the big ones that are probably not going to be the best experience in the world on the deck. Outside of can this kind of run this? That's neat. I'll play it on the desktop. But when you're thinking about indie titles, you can shove a lot of indie titles in 512 gigs.
It really depends on your use case. I can definitely see people in both camps.
And there's also very much those kinds of games that are maybe not AAA but close enough that people do want to play because they were very much made for the console-like experience. So I want to play that.
One other thing that comes to mind, there is a storage tax when it does come to Proton. In addition to the wine prefix, there's the shaders as well. Mm-hmm. So
Vulkan shaders.
Yeah, so you want to be mindful of the space that you're using on your system with potentially.
I guess you also kind of want to enlarge it, because when you have your hands on your deck, the Steam Media Player suddenly makes sense. I can play movies,
you want to
audio, and
Yeah, so
you have everything there, and you don't need to drop into desktop mode and squint while you're trying to figure out where to get the thing.
How long? Someone make mark of this because I think this might become a thing. We see Netflix on Steam.
It already works in the Steam browser.
Yeah, like it's Chrome, right?
It's just Chromium.
I'm talking about one straight up optimized for Steam Deck. Netflix, like, some of that shit.
Get 4K on the Steam Deck on
it's something that can do more than 720p. Yeah, like okay, yeah, full feature. Yeah. There you go.
Netflix could do that if they got off their ass.
All right. Somebody who did get off their ass is a gentleman behind ProtonDB.
They've been doing a lot of improvements lately. I wonder if there's a certain bit of hardware that's coming out recently that may have stimulated that. But yes, the contribution flow for 2022 is now available for ProtonDB. And they are very much trying to streamline the entire reporting process. And I very much agree because more than once, whenever I want to submit a report for a game that doesn't have any or very, very few, oh, you mean this? Okay, I'll type that down. And then 2 questions later, wait, you're asking for this again? Oh, that's not what you meant. Right, so gotta go back, remove the thing from the other field, put it in this one. It wasn't very clear, but they're aware of that. They specifically call that particular issue out, along with the differences between just Steam Play, does it run out of the box, and if you are submitting one that doesn't run out of the box, can you please go back and try to run it out of the box? They're very much asking people to do that, which is good, which is very good, and very much appreciated. Very good changes.
They're also trying to make it a little more friendly for the Tinker stuff as well. They're trying to have some better differentiations between like Tinker to like have a slightly better experience versus Tinker to like actually get into the game. The one other thing I saw that was interesting is they're accepting reports for native clients as well, which is going to be nice, especially because as time goes on, we're going to need some CLI magic to get some of those older games running. It's good. And that was one of the things they added is the ability to copy the launch options on a per game basis. So having a good repository for that will help extend the life of some of those less than supported games that maybe you don't want to run on Proton just yet. Also, the other cool thing, anti-cheat, they're deriving that from the SteamDB stuff now. So nice. It's not going to be a manual report. So hopefully once it starts getting, once like games start turning on the anti-cheat stuff, we'll just get a report of it in SteamDB.
It's good to see the quality stack up on this because like the usability of ProtonDB, once they did the, system check, hardware check, just to verify that you weren't writing fanfic, this game runs horribly, never could get it to run hours played like 400, like that type of stuff. Or, this doesn't run on my 3080 Ti system checks, like 480.
Yeah. I actually, one neat thing is they're also differentiating playtime between Linux playtime and Windows playtime as well. So that's going to help with that as well.
That's going to be interesting.
So you can actually get a proper bit of information from the report that the person submitted. It's nice.
Yeah.
Good times. And it's a very, very valuable resource. ProtonDB. I mean, that is the place I go when something doesn't work out of the box and find the users. Like, hey, there's a fix, and making that easier. All for it. Now, we do have a couple
I was just gonna say, what would be really neat is like a Steam plugin that hooks into that to actually like pull in the launch data. It would be really handy for something like the Steam Deck, where you can just press a button and pull that down.
Oh man, what if it comes full circle and Valve just starts pulling off of SteamDB?
It's the fucking Ouroboros. Yeah. Where's the source of truth? I don't know.
I mean, that is the ideal world right there, right?
Well, I want to see how accurate the verified working is going to be, some titles, because I mean, there are things I saw Strider like, this says this wouldn't work, it's rubbish, but it's checking for things like proper gamepad support. That's not, you don't get a pass.
At least 2 of the games that Strider mentioned on that one is like, they don't support controllers at all.
Yeah, the game we're looking at this week is not going to pass that test
that's because
either.
You've not used my custom printed Steam Deck with a full-size 104 key keyboard.
Shut up, Smack Zero. You're not going to trick me a second time.
Can I trick you into playing the latest update for Ziggurat?
I mean, maybe it's not a bad game, but they got update number 9 out. It's on our game update segment. So they added 4 more starter weapons that are unlocked right away, including Mjolnir, the smashy, hammery bit that Thor has. And they added a photo mode if you want to take pictures of little carrot men running at you, if that's what gets your rocks off. But yeah, there's they added a couple gameplay balances.
You joke about the carrot guys, but man, that put a smile on my face when I saw the first one when we were doing.
Yeah, they're just like, okay.
Yes,
yeah,
carrot guys are back.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the one that stood out to me was adjusted a bunch of unpopular perks to make them more interesting. So all but 2 of them, outside of the ones that increased your mana pool and the one that gave you more max health, everything else was terrible. It was just god-awful to the point where whenever I leveled up in the game, it's like, do I have to pick one? Is there an option to like skip without picking a perk? Because they're all shit.
The basic wand perks were actually pretty decent because once you run out of ammo, that's like the one thing you have, and yeah, having that being able to do like decent amount of damage was pretty helpful. I don't know. I'm like, okay, they rebalance things. That's neat. I mean, they rebalance things, and I heard they rebalanced things in Cybertruck.
That was a big, yeah.
Because I tuned into Jordan's stream.
I can't use my fucking sword anymore.
This is I nailed it on the point because you were legitimately being angry on the stream. You were cross.
I was very upset that I spent all of my resources. I was like, I'm gonna put all of my eggs in the sword basket. And then they're like, lol, you can't use your sword anymore. Patch 1.5. Fuck you.
Okay, I cut on the stream, and I was like, fuck, this is bullshit. What? I'm like, not for 1 second did I thought this was game related. I'm like, something fucked up at work, and you just got to notify. Like, then I'm like, I reach over and get popcorn as a good friend would do.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, it's swords. Got it. Okay.
I actually looked up a walkthrough of what the fuck I was supposed to do. Yeah, the game does a really bad job of communicating what it expects of you sometimes. And if the little dotted line says go here, I assume it means go there, not fuck off over here and find the secret passageway that you're supposed to be doing.
Tune in on Thursdays and watch Jordan play some Cybertruck, because you get little things like last time I tuned in and Jordan's like, there's some people, I'm gonna go kill them. Oh, I guess I didn't need to kill them. You know what? Then they needed killing.
Yep, they deserved it. That's fine. But speaking of people who deserve to die, let's talk about Gene Shift.
Not GTA.
Yes. It's absolutely not GTA, but with a heavier focus on the multiplayer. Unless you mean GTA 5, at which point, you probably already do that. Gene Shift, it's been around for a long, long time. And this update is called Infinite Shifting. And yes, the mechanic of Gene Shift is very much the little dodge move that you can do to negate damage that you take. And it used to be limited. You could only do it like 3 times, and then, can't do it anymore. So if you ran out of shifts, you couldn't do the little dodge moves anymore, and you would just die whenever someone shot you with something. Now, you can keep shifting, but each shift consumes health after the first 3. So that's the big change, and that's okay. That's a compromise. You lose some health, but you don't die because you got shot with, I think the example they give is the bazooka. You got shot with a bazooka. So that's good. That's very good. And it's a sizable changelog. I went through the whole thing. It's like, that's a lot of changes. That's a lot of changes for a game that's been around for a long, long time. A lot of rebalancing, a lot of gameplay changes, like each individual mechanic, like the chemicals and the weapons and everything has been tweaked slightly. So kudos. That's impressive.
I was kind of surprised. I was a little shocked. They were calling this infinite shifting. I was like, this isn't surprisingly not about how long this game's been in early access, and this game predates early access back in the days when it was called Greedy Car Thieves. And
doesn't it predate us technically?
I wouldn't put money on that either way. I would have to go back and maybe. But it's always been an interesting game, and apparently, as we learned in the pre-super shows, none of us own it. But I would have What if?
I remember playing the original version.
Put money on that.
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
Guaranteed we all had a copy of it. Apparently we don't. I really think there might be some keys for it laying around somewhere, but for some reason in my brain, maybe we'll pick it up and play around with it. It could be an awesome, fun game.
Yeah, it's $10 now, so
$10.
not too bad.
Currently,
Yeah.
priced to sell.
Early access.
All right. Well, coming up next, we gotta save up all the tinfoil from those solid state drives because we gotta wrap it around our heads because we're talking about Intel release dates for the GPUs.
Ooh.
Oh boy, they're coming. They're coming, you guys.
Needs more glue.
No, according to iFixit, it needs less glue.
More glue. When in doubt.
Lot less glue.
What?
And it's not necessarily an issue with the amount of glue. It is how the glue is applied. And
the specific
the
types
amount,
of glue.
the area that it covers.
there's a couple of different ways you can do layering when you're sticking something in, and you can also, with a pattern lay around to where you can peel off the edge a little bit easier, and that way, just because, physics, you can peel out whatever's glued down. This apparently lacks that.
Yeah, and like on the very same device, on the other side, you have the screen, which they actually praised because, it's actually very easy to pry it off from the adhesive, unlike the battery.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and the screen is actually on the outside, where it's far more likely that it would fall off if that was the problem. So,
All right.
yeah.
You know what, Pedro? Cancel your order.
That's the thing. I don't intend to replace the battery immediately, just the SSD.
You're going to wear it down.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to wiggle it every now and then to see if we can.
Gotta rattle it. Make
Hey,
sure that
vote.linuxgamecast.com, where you can vote on show titles. You see people bang-assing in there. Crazy things that we say during these segments. That was the first segment. We got a news segment, chair position, and hate mail. But you can pop over, again, to vote.linuxgamecast.com. Let's take a look, see what we have. Twitch Bridge, shut up. You're drunk. Little Carrot Man. That's getting one. Hormel Extreme. All right.
It's a classic Stargate episode.
It is. He was a semi-recurring character too, wasn't he? He was.
Yeah, he's in 3 episodes.
Okay. I wonder if he got his hopes up. He's like, "Ooh, maybe I'll, be somebody like React or whatever his name was. What was Carter's dad?
Oh, Selmac.
Selmac.
Yeah, Jacob Carter.
Mac Attack or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it was Jacob. They had the rotating Tok'ra for a while. First, it was Anise, the booby lady, who always wore the low cut shirts. Then it was Martouf, but he made the critical mistake of trying to fuck Sam Carter, and then he died, which happens to anyone who tries to fuck Sam Carter. They just fucking die, drop dead. Don't do it. Don't date Carter. You will die. And dude, everyone involved in that relationship died, including 2 hosts afterwards. It was fucked up.
Sometimes you gotta set examples for the main cast.
Yeah.
So that must have been during salary negotiations for the next series.
Yep.
Gone. Next.
Yep. Oh, I think it's more you're putting me in a romance subplot with Carter, so I take it I'm not coming back next season. Okay.
I don't need to show up next
Is
week.
this the end? Are you telling me my character is dead?
Do you even bother coming into work on that? You're like, no, all right, fine.
Oh no, Yamcha's been Yamcha'd. Oh, did he die? Oh, that sucks.
50
The
movies.
guy who... No. That sucks. Willie Garson. Oh, that's sad.
What was this character?
He was the Wormhole Extreme guy.
Oh, right. Huh. Well, we're getting to that age, gentlemen.
Yep.
Everyone we watched as kids, gonna die.
Yep. Oh, he was young too. It was 2021, 57. Pancreatic cancer. That'd do it.
That'll do it.
That's what Total Biscuit. That's the kind of cancer that ended up doing him in after the very, very aggressive first tumor that he had basically started spreading to his whole body.
I think it was Steve Jobs got him too.
Yeah.
There's an entire generation on Twitch that have no idea who Tool Biscuit is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was listening to a Drops Frames and like someone brought up TB. They're like, oh wait, and they're like, oh wait, we might have to explain this one because it's been a few years.
Yeah. I mean,
The person who complained about FOV sliders and everything.
like, no joke. To children, that might very well be nothing more than an emote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's just a Twitch emote. That's it.
Yeah.
Speaking of
But
Twitch, thanks for the resub, PT Dave, and the follow,
Yep.
Paxus.
Really? Cliff Simon
4
died
months.
too? Damn. I was wondering, like, how do you, yeah, 2021. Shit.
And you see, that makes me really grumpy because I always wanted like a Teal'c and Ball Buddies series spinoff.
Oh fuck! So killed in a kiteboarding accident in California.
You know what? That was self-inflicted. So
Yeah.
it's a loss, but
Yeah.
kiteboarding, not even once, kids.
Yeah.
You really have to go out of your way for that one.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I like the actor. I want to see him in more stuff. He wasn't in a lot. He was only in 15 episodes of SG-1, huh? Could have sworn it was more.
Yeah, he was also in the made-for-TV movie things they did.
Yeah, the second one.
But yeah, Ball episodes were Ball episodes. So.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
It was the equivalent of Q showing up. You're like, oh, this is going to be a good one. Yes.
This is gonna be fun. Especially once he starts like hanging out on Earth with the Ball clones. Yeah. Like,
Could you even say he was balling?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Season 9 and 10 get some shit. I liked them. I felt like the cast shakeup was good. I liked Vala. I liked Mitchell.
Oh, when it turned into Farscape Gate.
Yeah, I mean,
Atlantis.
that was a little on the nose, but like I liked it. The shows were still fine.
I don't know. I mean, the Ori just didn't work for me as a the baddies. I'm like, oh, right. We're against space creatures. Got it. I mean, I understand. I mean, it worked for what it needed to work with a new cast. And
Yeah.
You got to reset. Because let's face it, we were a little OP against the gold towards the end there. Like, oh, look, there's that mothership. Blam.
Well, no, and like that was kind of, that's the problem with like the escalating power skill, right? It's the Dragon Ball Z problem. So like, so like they beat the replicators, they beat the Goa'uld. Who's left? Well, we could bring back the ancients and like, oh, they're evil ancients, and so that's why they're kicking our ass, is because like they're the guys who actually know how the Stargates work and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine. The Ori were a serviceable Goa'uld replacement.
Yeah, it was more of the like mechanical. Oh, they only work if you believe in them. Like, so they're faith powered. Basically, yes.
Well, yeah, they're psychic vampires. Like that.
Yeah.
That was how I interpreted it. Which I thought was cool because they're playing with the whole like sci-fi religion idea, where you had them like the Goa'uld pretending to be gods and using technology to enforce it, but now you have people with like actual like Arthur C. Clarke magic powers, like sufficiently advanced technology, right? Like. Yeah, and I don't know, and changing the mythology to like Arthur shit. I'm a sucker for Arthurian stuff. That's why I was like, oh yeah, Quest of Graal, this is fun.
Is Richard Dean Anderson doing anything other than just like, fuck it, I'm out.
I think he made his money.
Yeah.
Well, that was the reason why he was he like quit Stargate, was he wanted to like spend more time with his family and shit. So. Oh man, Fat O'Neill. Oh, it's always weird to look at.
Don't kink shame.
Yeah. The last thing he was in 2013, apparently.
It's been like a decade.
Yeah, I guess he's just chilling.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
He looks proper old. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like 70, isn't he? Or 60?
72, yeah.
Yeah. Looks like a 72-year-old at that generation.
Yep.
I thought there's another missile silo up for sale. But it's ripped out, though, man. Am I the only person who ever thought it'd be neat to live in a missile silo? Or an underground bunker?
No, we've talked about this.
Like the bunker idea, yes, everyone has it. The missile silos, I guess that's
I
to do
remember
with
watching
your environment because you live in the U.S. So yeah, I could see if I lived in the U.S. Absolutely.
I remember watching a documentary when I was about like 8 or 9 about like a guy who like bought an old missile silo and converted it into a house, and I thought that was the coolest shit ever. That he turned like the big coolant tank into like a swimming pool. And
I want to repurpose. I want to turn it back. I just want to fuck with the government. Be like, yo, what are you doing?
Are you building a missile inside that silo? No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, listen, I don't have the warhead. It's fine.
Right. It's just a big rocket.
It's just a propulsion system.
I tried to get the uranium, but then you guys like actually threatened to shoot me. So
INSA.
fine, I'll just build the rocket. Yeah. Oh no, that's what we got to do. Is we just got to like, we just got to build Black Mesa. and then hire
Black
Bryan
Mesa? Is it
Cranston.
New Mexico?
Yeah,
Just, yeah.
Oh man, imagine like stumbling across like an underground bunker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, like the folks who like have those like underground cities in Europe, like the necropolises or like the older cities or like the tunnels and shit. That seems so cool, but I'm horribly claustrophobic and I would not last 5 minutes in there.
Really?
Just be like, yeah.
Or that one city, is it in Germany or France? One of them two. That the ground beneath the city collapsed, and then they basically covered it all with dirt again and started building on top of where the old city was. So there's actually an entire old city under the current city.
That's a running theme in fantasy novels.
Yeah. Well, no, because
I think they're all based on that.
Well, no,
there was the one real world example that I remember. I can't remember where exactly. but-
There's a couple. Actually, like the temple in Israel is a prime example of that. There was an old city there that got built on top of it, and yeah. No, it's a thing that happens where like civilizations will live in the bones of like older civilizations and build on top of that.
Well, you see the when they have like shut off areas of the New York subway.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. Like
Right.
that or like that's kind of the whole aesthetic of Metro, right?
Mm-hmm. Seattle did something. All right. Interesting.
All right, Pickle Jeff, lay it on us.
Pickle Jeff.
Oh man, I got well actually by one of the Inkscape UX designers. That was fucking adorable.
Oof.
He was like, I got an explanation from him about like pings. Here's what I said. We were just having a good time. We were talking about it on the Wednesday show and like just heaping praise on it. I'm like, I'm glad that they're doing some work because the current interface for Inkscape is a stark reminder of how bad UI was in the 90s. I mean, it's just bad. I'm like, for instance, changing the background color is one I brought up because it requires a Google search. It's not one of those like, because where is it hidden? It's hidden under the document properties under some weird safe shit. So I get this response back on Twitter explaining that, well, technically, Ping doesn't support a transparency layer, so changing the background. Like, what? Huh? I was talking about the background thing. There is no background. Here's a screenshot. It says it's located under change background. Background. Yes, I understand what I'm talking about the canvas layer, but you know what I fucking mean. And apparently Inkscape does too because they put it in their background. And he's, oh, you're talking about a ghost. I muted the conversation after that. I'm like, I don't have time for this bullshit. I think Inkscape's a good program despite you fucking working on it.
There was when Linux Nuru was having issues with No Man's Sky, not when he realized that it was just No Man's Sky. That I mentioned that, yeah, X input is a thing. And then he asked, oh, when we move to Wayland, is everything going to be replaced with a W? And I said, well, this particular X stems from DirectX. And then Strider walked in. It's like, it's all the same X. And there we go.
It's DMX, baby. X gonna give it to you. Not gonna wait for you to get it on your own. X gonna deliver to you. Knock, knock. Open up the door. It's real. When you knock, knock. Pop, pop. It's stainless steel.
Dude, I don't know. There's just like some people, like, I don't know. I think we're just immune to it after doing this show because of the well actuallys. Like, whatever. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. Somebody was wrong on the internet. Fuck off.
We all actually each other. It's
right.
It's the circle of well actually, and it moves us all.
It's like, yeah, no, pedantry. No, cool. Yes, yes.
But what about exhibit? Is that the same X?
No, man. The origin of X is fish, bro. Don't you know?
Exhibit is not the same X. Okay. Which X is exhibit?
There's the internet well actually right there.
I gotta interrogate it.
Phoenician letter smack.
It was the fucking dark horse of the. I'm not fucking with it.
So here going on about this because I was watching a video on linguistics about that. The word locks basically means the same thing in every language or like some variation of it where it's like fish or salmon or something related to water because it shares the Proto-Indo-European root.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Don't you get disappointed when you look up something and it's just like, no, we just made that shit up. God damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
It sounds like it would be a lot more important, and that's why they picked it. They picked it because it sounded official.
It was like, no, the first recorder was like Greg made it up in 73. Like, all right, fine.
Yeah, it's like what Wendy as a name didn't exist until Peter Pan.
Well, how much of our current technology and the way that it is shaped and laid out was inspired by early
There's a great documentary series. It's on YouTube. It's called Connections. It's from the 70s, and then they had one made in the 90s. But it's still like
I feel like
it's
we
still pretty
dodged a
relevant.
button. I thought you were going to say it was on Vimeo. I'm like, fuck, it's lost time.
No. It's all on YouTube. If you just if you search James Burt Connections.
All right.
It talks about the stuff of like nothing exists in a vacuum. Everything is built on everything else, and it sort of traces back how a lot of ideas are formed and like our seemingly unrelated stuff are actually related just by like how the invention of one thing enabled the creation of another.
Yeah. I mean, appropriation.
Yeah. Adaptation, yeah.
Tiffany? Have you ever dated a Tiffany? I don't think I've ever dated
I have never dated anyone named Tiffany.
I had a very short relationship with a Jennifer.
How is that related at all to Tiffany?
Listen, man, Pedro felt people needed to know this, so Pedro spoke.
It was the only non-Portuguese girl that I had a relationship with. So, yeah.
How do you distinguish like non-Portuguese, like if it was like El Tiffany?
Tifanio?
Tifania? Yeah, probably.
Are you trying to say Greg doesn't exist in Portugal?
There is no Gregs in Portugal.
There's no Gregory. There's
Gregorio, which is the closest direct equivalent.
That's Greg. It's Greg, Peter.
Yeah, but it's not shortened to Greg.
Why not?
Well,
Because
first
it's
of all, it's
Portugal.
not that common a name.
Listen, Ped, you can shorten any name to anything. Right, V?
I think the shortening...
Listen, Greg.
Fierce.
Rawr.
It's Greg.
Greg's got claws, bitch.
I could tell you that in slang, Greg is to throw up in Portuguese.
Yeah, just like someone named.
It's
It's like someone named
calling
Ralph.
Earl.
Or Hurley.
Is there a Chad in Portuguese?
Chad.
There's a
I
Chad in
don't
all
think so.
languages. No, it's always that same white guy in a polo shirt with board shorts and flip flops. It's just Chad, no matter where you go. It's just with the gelled up spiky hair and the tribal tattoo. It's Chad. No matter where you go, it's the same white guy.
Well, I
named
mean,
Chad.
Chad's evolved. There's now Giga Chad.
Yes. You know when a bunch of Chads, like, one forms the right leg, one forms the left leg, one forms the torso, one forms the right arm, the other forms the head.
Chad Voltron.
Yeah, you get Mega Chad. It's the Mega Chad.
Everyone knows Giga Chad.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Man, like, don't ever go back unless you want, like, entertainment. Like, sometimes if I want a good laugh, I'll go back and read my Google Voice search history just to watch how many profanities it picked up when it got the wrong thing. I'm like, because that's all over the fucking place. You don't trust Google on that. Like, why am I using voice if I'm having to stand here in front of it and read to make sure?
Yeah, I'll catch that sometimes where you're dictating something to Google Docs. I'm like, that made no sense. Okay, he's voice typing. Oh, that's gonna get revised later. Then it's the other game of, can I guess what he meant?
Pretty much, because that's the game I'm playing. I'm like, could I figure out what that's supposed to mean? Probably.
Yeah.
All right, let's let it roll. Let's see if we get a question mark on this.
Yeah, this is some, like, trying to read your own handwriting shit. Like, what the fuck is that a cue?
Is my
What the hell is
handwriting
that?
more than 2 days old? I probably can't.
Dude, this is so real because I've been keeping track of like scores for Trackmania. And even down to like the names. I'm fucking that up pretty hard. You use it or lose it, kids.
And yes, Mir, the Republic of Chad is probably the only Chad that we use in Portuguese because I can't really think of anything else.
Malbert. Yeah. For those of you that are following along with the track video on Friday, Albert has gone through a lot of variations. Mr. Alert. Poor Mr. Alert.
Yep.
I got to finish that Digigram video. Now I'm getting a little nervous about doing the Digigram video because Digigram is like following me on Twitter now.
And you're about to tell him that it's not very good.
Oh, I'm about to break my foot off in their ass, Pedro.
Well, so let's see if they still follow you afterwards, right?
Well, I mentioned when I get it in because I'm talking about like if you buy one of these new, they're like $500. These are not cheap things. I didn't fucking pay that. And I took a picture of it, put it on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna poke this thing with a Linux stick. It's gonna be kind of interesting just doing it for interfacing Linux. I wanted it something, that wasn't a USB interface. And I posted that, and I saw that they retweeted that and liked that. And I'm like, oh no, that's probably not. You. I guarantee you won't be doing the next one.
Wherever you are.
And it went, and that was just like the first thing because I barely fucked around with it, and it gets worse. Pro tip: don't buy a Digigram 222E and plan on using it for
Linux.
Well, what works under Linux, everything works swimmingly until you try to like make it do something other than just play sound out of it.
Did any of you see that thing that Markan posted the other day? I retweeted a bit of it.
I saw that earlier in the week. Yeah, with the YOLO file system on.
The NVMe firmware that's just like data reliability. What's that?
I mean, you're on a Mac. You're not doing anything like serious anyway.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, this is fine for desktop use, but if you care about data integrity, or what do you call it? Or if you're like doing a database stuff, like that specific call that it makes for the secure fsync, or the actual fsync, like throttles it to an insane degree.
It was slower than a spinny drive. It was like 35 megabytes a second.
Yeah, and he goes into the rationale like, okay, it probably makes sense. This code was derived from an iPhone where there's always going to be a battery backup. So, losing power is never going to during a write is never going to be that big of a problem.
Are you implying that Apple still makes desktops? Does Apple know?
They're trying. They are trying their damnedest.
I don't know. All right, let me get something to drink, and we will do the news, which is
the news
kind of thin this week.
A little. No, it's been a slow week.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of sitting around going, "Where's the Steam Deck?"
No, it's what we're what a week out. So yeah. So 2 weeks out as of the beginning of this week.
Yeah. Oh man, what? Oh, Valve, don't fuck this up, man. Don't come at nobody next week with like, hey, it might be another 2 months. People are not going to take.
Yeah, that's when stuff starts flying through windows.
But it's not even that. That is when that reserved money gets. You know what? Fuck this. I'm going to go buy the thing that I've been looking at for the past 6 months.
Yeah, no. There's gonna be like a line of like torches and pitchforks headed towards the offices in New Zealand.
we know where you're at,
there are no new drivers in the news.
Why did you tell him that?
Spoilers,
don't you want Patrick to suffer?
Yeah,
I want Patrick to suffer.
I really don't care.
There is a new version of DaVinci Resolve out, which works, is the best I can say. I installed it, I updated it.
I was actually looking at apparently OpenVR does have the PlayStation PSVR support, so I want to bring that down here and hook it up and see if that works.
You know what? Stream it. You don't have to do anything fancy. Just point the camera at you.
So the downside for streaming it is that the head tracking stuff doesn't work, but like the rotating your head does, but like moving around and like that shit does.
Okay, check this out. Just put on a neck brace.
Sure. I'm put on neck brace 2 casts and have like the PlayStation moves in each hand. Just roll up in a wheelchair.
It'd be awesome. Just go for it, man. Like,
yeah.
VR and Linux, you can make it work if you hate yourself enough. That's about where it's at. Like you can power your way through it. It's not an out of the box experience. It's to the point where I look at that and I've seen people who've gotten it set up, and I've listened to people and I've talked to people who got it set up. But like, if you really want it, it's doable.
I think if you have a Vive or an Index, like that's your path of least resistance. Like if it's like straight up Steam VR shit, then it'll work. But
then you're down to the game working on top of everything else.
Which, from the one friend I have who plays VR games online, apparently it's pretty decent.
Don't know. There's nothing in VR that, I mean, outside of Beat Saber. Like that, I'm kind of curious on, but I could probably play that on, a mobile phone with some duct tape.
Yeah. The advantage with the PC version is you get custom songs. That's not anywhere else.
Yeah. Like that's my kind of like I can get into something that's like physical activity. But yeah, I'm not putting a toaster in my fucking head to sit down and do shit. Like, there's got to be some bonus add to it.
See, for me, it would be the opposite. I wouldn't mind putting it on if I'm sitting down and not having to move around, because it's when I have to move around that I'm going to hit something.
Well, like I don't know, like the big advantage for me is something like Squadrons, right? Where like because it's a game that emphasizes 360-degree movement, being able to like look around it adds something to the game.
I like the VR concept for driving games or
Yeah. Or
spaceship
like, or
simulatory type things.
See, this is the reality. If I bought the Vive, Strider, you nailed it. I'd play fucking Alex and go back in the box. And I played it.
And I keep saying they just left a shit ton of money on the table when they didn't make a custom Alien Isolation VR headset Vive thing that looks like a facehugger. Like people would just buy that. Not even for the VR. People would just buy that because it's a fucking VR headset that looks like a facehugger.
It's a functional thing that looks like a facehugger.
I don't know about real-time strategy games, but there's a couple of like dungeon VR things that work on like the Quest and stuff like that, where you can move the board and set up play fields and shit.
Or like if you want to have like the I guess it's not the budget Mech Warrior setup. I think it's about price equivalence if you're going to set up the actual battle station versus the VR thing. But it's a lot more space efficient. I'll give it that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, and of course, there's always downhill biking.
Yes, but that requires mobile VR. You got to hook that up to your phone.
Yeah.
Put that on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the real experience.
Whee!
And the sequel, ER, VR, VR to ER.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. The problem is now they're training the surgeons in Surgeon Simulator VR, so
There's a lot of rumblings about mixed reality training over here. And a lot of asking, can the current spec laptops that we have run a mixed reality headset? No. Just no. ER, VR? Yeah.
it's just VR, VER. Yeah,
Yes, it's all integrated graphics.
If you put a ThinkPad in front of your face, you can do augmented reality. It'll be augmented by having a laptop screen in front of your face, but it's still AR. It still counts.
You can use those, like, transparent screens, effectively, that are just like sheets of glass that are slightly darkened, and you can have something being projected into it. Yes, you can do that. Because that's just a display. But yeah, no, full on, like, tracking everything that the mixed reality headset is supposed to? No. I didn't laugh at them for very long. I just blinked because it was my boss asking me. It's like, I just blinked. It's like, no, they don't. Okay, but what are they missing? Dedicated graphics card, the proper one. Oh, how much would a laptop with one of those cost us? Well, the cheapest one that could comfortably run it runs a, I think it was a 2050, and it was like 1,300 pounds without VAT. Like, yeah, that's double the price of what we pay for the laptops now. Not really, but close. Yeah, if your laptop has a 3070, you're good. Actually, that's the thing that I'm probably not the first one to realize it, but we are at a point where it's easier and far more performant of you to get more performance for your money if you buy a gaming laptop instead of a desktop GPU. We're at that point in time.
It's a little more cost effective than, buying the full prefab system so you can pull the GPU and try to flip the GPU-less system.
Talking about margins, man. All right. Let's do the news.
News.
Oh. And one of these is a pause button. There it is.
Yeah, if you're a bartender at a bar and you hear someone talking about crypto, refuse to serve them because you're not supposed to serve alcohol to minors.
Dad jokes.
The ones who mine or the ones who are underaged?
No.
News segment in 3, 2.
And we could just start the news by debating semantics, but I don't think we're at that point just yet. Maybe another couple episodes. If you'd like to, support this particular brand of insanity.
Listen, man, you're just saying like if a dwarf walks into and he's clearly like got his pickaxe and stuff. He's been doing dwarf mining,
digging a hole.
You would deny
many
this
holes.
Guy or gal a refreshing alcoholic beverage.
Are they? Oh wait, when does a dwarf? When is fantasy?
Here's the thing: are all dwarves miners? Some of them are administrators. Some of them are soldiers.
Some of them have to be blacksmiths. Some of them have to be interior decorators. I mean, those great halls aren't going to design themselves.
Wouldn't it be fair to say all dwarves are miners at heart?
But that's my question. When does
that's a sweeping generalization.
Wait a minute, sir, are you calling miners heartless?
Yes.
No, I'm calling into question, when do dwarves grow from being miners to adults?
Here's the thing.
All right.
Any more straw man arguments, something's going to catch on fire.
I got to put the kibosh on this. Apparently, we got to start a Lord of the Rings podcast. So if you want to fund that, you should head on over to patreon.com/NextGamecast. Probably we're going to put that up as a goal as we fucking do deep dives into Lord of the Rings. And
deep drive.
Honk, honk. Deep driving through Middle Earth. Man, hey, out of the way, Gandalf. Honk, honk, smash.
Can you put a spoiler? Wait a minute. Can you put a spoiler on a horse?
Shadow spoiler facts, yeah,
probably, yeah.
Oh man, but before we actually run over Ian McKellen, patreon.com/LinuxGamecast. Sign up, you get some cool stuff. You get access to our Discord channel. You can also get access to that by subbing to us on Twitch, which you should be watching us on right now, twitch.tv/LinuxGamecast. You can get access to our show notes, access to the Trackmania shit that Ven does on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can even buy your way onto the show. Run over. No Gandalf drive by.
What are you talking about, you monsters? I'm looking for a horse with a spoiler.
That is going to very quickly devolve into porn. By the way, we have a store.linuxgamecast.com.
Save search on.
Yeah, you can search that with safe search on. We don't have LGC strap-ons yet, but we do have t-shirts, we do have stickers, we have coffee mugs. We got are the masks back, or we just got hoodies? Just hoodies. Well, you can cover yourself in LGC apparel. Rohit, one of our intrepid fans, did that in New Orleans and didn't get stabbed, which is amazing. Because
if someone sees Rohit, just shout, show us your tits.
Here's what I can say. I can extrapolate from this situation that we have proof that the LGC t-shirts are stab proof.
Yeah, because
I don't see any tigers.
You can aim for right between my eyes, right in the unibrow, and you can get them right through the chest. We got wish zones as well.
Also, fair warning: yes, if you do post a picture of yourself wearing our merch in Discord, you'll end up on the show, like it or not.
Models. Yeah. What? But why male models? Yeah. Go to linuxgamecast.com. Put your mouse over the support button. I got a wish list. Ben has a wish list. Pedro has one. Those are those fat hand Joy-Con things.
Super chunk.
The hoary clicky pads.
I got some $500 audio cables and $3,000 audio cables and an RGB sound card. Ben has some actual stuff that he wants to put in the studio. I don't know what Pedro has. Pedro has like Nori's stuff on there for some reason.
Sandpaper.
I do.
Boy likes sandpaper. I mean,
his girlfriend likes to pick locks because that man cannot have any privacy.
Yeah, I can't lock myself in the bathroom anymore. She just picks the lock.
all right. So, hey, thanks for letting us do this and making it possible. Loud, live, independent. And we do mean that because no commercial breaks. You can head over to linuxgamecast.com without ad block enabled because you know what? There's no ads on there. Nobody's tracking you. We just got this out. We release everything under Creative Commons. It's yours. So, yeah, stick around. I made a new thing with OBS. More on that at 11, but we got to talk about
your new GPU?
The blue balls. The blue balls from Company Blue. And I'm talking about this fucking art. God damn it, Intel. Just fucking give us some digits. Let us know.
No, I gotta tickle your balls a little bit more.
You fucking tease. ARC update. Alchemist laptops Q1, desktops Q2. 4 million GPUs total for 2022. Yeah, I mean, we're just like reading through this. Basically, what that means is sometime between the month organs of April and June, we'll get some desktop GPUs that we can kind of get excited about. Hopefully, I don't know if I'm going to be able to resist the temptation. And that's a long wait. Can I resist that temptation to buy a $300 GPU with a $400 markup for another 2 months, Intel? I mean, that's going to be very difficult.
We got to see what those early benchmarks are saying, I guess. Yeah, but still no word on how much cash I can expect.
Are those benchmarks? Yeah, basically you have to outperform a $700 3060.
Yeah. So
and
no
that's
word.
The only thing we've seen thus far.
Yeah, no word on price. Even I was gonna say even like fake MSRP. Like we can tack a 250% markup on there and assume that's what we'd actually be paying. But yeah, we got a bit of the roadmap as well. With the enthusiast things coming with Celestial in 2024. So that's going to be the really fuck you expensive stuff. And we know Intel, they know how to write a fucking price sticker that shoos everyone away.
Well, hey, you can look at it like this. What did it take about 2 years before Intel went, wait a minute, we can't sell these 4-core, 4-thread CPUs at a premium anymore. Wait. It took
we used to be able to charge $1,000 for our 6-core, and AMD is now selling them for $150.
To turn that corporate ship around just to get things recalibrated to the current market took almost 2 years for Intel went, okay, fine, we can do this. And
maybe we can compete on price.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. Using the same logic is they have to compete on price on day one. No, but they got to compete against real world pricing, So here's the thing, though. If they can keep it in stock and keep it with, lower than what, what we need to call it, the scalpers, SSRP.
Scalpers delight.
Yeah, the SSRP. A little bit lower than that, and have it in stock. Even when or if, normalcy returns to us, it's still going to take them that long to get their product stack like repriced to fuck you because that's why pricing.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting on the Linux side because we know we're going to get drivers pretty early on because I keep wanting to say in Intel or Nvidia. Intel wants to corner that server market, right? Like Nvidia has that covered. Intel would love to make a dent in that with some enterprise grade GPUs. But yeah,
and even on the user side, if you're one of those people that really cares about the open sourciness of things, the Intel drivers for their dedicated GPUs would be the 100% open source drivers.
Here's what I want, though, man. Here's what I want. I want my AMD Threadripper, and I want my Intel display GPU, and I want my NVIDIA NVEncode GPU in the same system just to piss everyone off.
But... So here's the other thing that popped in my head. ACO, that will work for any Mesa-based driver. So
yes,
or it can be implemented for any Mesa-based driver. So I'm really interested to see if if Intel can come out with like a really high performance GPU, plus we get optimized shader compiling, we could get some pretty good performance gains under Linux.
Yeah.
The possibilities are there. We just need to fucking see the cards, man. Show us the cards.
That's it. Give me something between $300 and $400, like right now, tomorrow. Call me up during the show, and I will send you that check immediately, just to be done with it. But yeah, because what are we doing? We're sitting around waiting for prices because I'm not paying $700 for fucking 3060 just on principle.
Even if it's the Intel 3060.
Oh yeah, fair point. I mean, yes, if Intel's like, got you, bro, $699, like, get fucked. I can wait.
Yeah, no, we also haven't seen a lot of leaks. Yes, there's been the pictures of the Shroud, and there was that one leak of the compute performance versus the 3070.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if Q2 2022 starts at the end of next month, so those professional leakers, chop, get to it.
I try to watch them.
Start leaking on us, baby.
Who was the guy? What was it? Adored Tech that did the leaks? And there's like
Adored TV. Yeah,
Moore's Law is
covers
dead.
a lot of leaks, mostly biased towards AMD.
And Moore's Law is dead, or like the two, because I always have a good laugh when I listen to those because they talk about like, my leaks are better than the competition's leaks. Let me tell you. Come on, man. Just
I got this really exclusive leak.
It's literally a pissing contest. It is literally
fucking adorable to listen to. What do we have up next?
Let's talk about alcoholism.
Enchanted bottles, man. That's not alcoholism. If it's fantasy alcoholism. It's release day for what? Usebottles.com. Surprisingly not pornographic. However, there is a new update. Bunch of things in this. This is the wine bottle manager, and this goes through all the stuff that's going on. One thing I did like in this is there's an update to the task manager, so I like the ability to use that and nuke wine applications from orbit. I thought that was pretty slick. They got the one-click installer going on. They heard Pedro, the XDG data home default for the bottle pass, so you can find them.
Thank you.
Oh man, it's located under .snap, but yeah, and they have done you the favor of shoving everything into a flat pack if you want it, which neat.
Which if you already have
it turns on
flat packs installed, yeah.
Did I mention the App Store? There's also an App Store.
Yeah, the flat pack install enables like the full sandboxing stuff, which is handy when you're running wine games because you don't want the whole let's run wine as root thing. But like if you're looking for like not Lutris, this is definitely a compelling alternative.
This one is specifically for wine.
Yeah.
Hey, look, they even have like their own dumb little internal naming thing, like orange juice, apple juice, mango juice, pear juice, coconut juice, juice.
Melon juice.
Now, this is what I want to see. I want this in Proton and Steam, because how many times have you had like that errant fucking program that wouldn't die and you're in top and like, all right, where are you at,
Cyberpunk.
motherfucker? Okay. Yeah. I like the idea of having a task manager built in.
That kills all of the running wine servers, regardless of where they were started from. So I just do control meta K, and it kills all running wine application.
Yeah, I just sage kill all wine. That'll do it.
But, I will say again.
Not always.
Not all.
When I see something like this,
Proton
this
doesn't kill that.
immediately hits me up with like, yes, good use for flat pack. I want all that shit contained in like its own little, like, because when I'm done with it, I want to discard of it and make sure it's all gone. Yeah. Cool.
No, it's a good way to make using wine a little easier, especially for people who are trying to transition off of Windows.
What if there was more bash in it?
Well, then, if it was a little more complicated, maybe you wanted to execute bottles through Lutris, you could look at the Heroic Bash Launcher. So this is kind of neat. It's a utility that generates shell scripts that contain all the necessary run options to launch a game, so you can stick it in Steam, Lutris or Steam. This primarily uses Heroic. It'll search the Heroic databases. It's because normally you have to like give it a game ID or something, and that's a little cumbersome. This aims to simplify all of that stuff. It'll spit out like under Heroic Launcher, like a Rocket League.sh or a Apex Legends.sh that has all the override shit. And then you can just add an external application to Steam or Lutris and do it. The GUI is all done through Zenity, so it uses that if you have some sort of ideological opposition to Zenity as a Bash GUI manager. I don't know. It's like it is a Python program too, by the way. But yeah, it's pretty handy, especially if you're you want to have everything just launchable through Steam.
That is, yeah, very, very good. And the one thing that jumped out at me was the one bullet point alerts the user if a program fails to execute. If a game's launch parameter settings checking fails. You'd think, this being 2022 current year argument, that would be expected functionality. It's like, I tried to launch a thing, it didn't. Thanks for letting me know.
Listen, Steam doesn't even fucking implement that. You click play,
that's
and
the
then it's
joke
like,
there.
yeah, like let's be real.
Listen,
It's like
this
you
is
try to launch
100%.
it, it starts and goes away.
There's the
Nothing.
start time to HTOP.
Yes.
That's how it runs. Like, are you doing something? The
I
only
got
reason,
the little CPU monitor on the side, and I just checked to see if that spikes up before.
maybe a CPU monitor back in the day, it was the sole reason that I would have like the hard drive LEDs plugged in at all for any reason.
Just to see if it's actually doing
Are
something.
you thinking? Are you doing a thing? Now it's just straight to HTOP. After like, what is your time? I would say like 9 to 10 seconds max, especially like
Yeah, 10 seconds is usually pushing it. If I don't see at least like a window attempting to
Installing
display
VC,
and blurring the
Redist or
compositor.
whatever,
Yeah.
Because if you don't, sometimes you'll forget and that motherfucker come up and surprise you not next day, but like a minute or two later, it's like, boom, like, what the? Oh, there you are.
Or you bring up the terminal to kill the process, and then it pops up just as you hit enter. You're like, motherfucker.
Right. Okay. We learned a thing. So this is an amazing project. It really is.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
The pros of open source game development doing it in the open. Valorant, they have a new release out. This is the Not 12 release. They've been working on it for the past 5 months, and it's the waterfalls and wall running updates. They added waterfalls and they added wall running. But at what cost, you might ask? They changed the Yeti loot table. Those fucking bastards. I hate them forever, the games I play. No, but this is a big chunky update. They have a lot of stuff. They fixed crafting.
Hey, they used DaVinci Resolve for this. I know that trend.
Hey, yeah. There's some you can't fall through airships while you're flying anymore, which I assume is pretty handy for staying on airships. Creatures will defend their pets. There's a bunch of stuff, and they've been pretty actively developing it. They're doing performance improvements. They're doing like gameplay features, and it's really cool because it's like. It started off being like just Minecraft Breath of the Wild, and it's turned into like this really cool MMO
Into
thing.
its own game, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you
And
want
with
to dial it back,
sailboats now.
you think about like when we first started playing around with it, at least the first time I launched it, I wouldn't say it was Minecraft Breath. I mean, it was just barely Minecraft to begin with, with a different coat of paint on it. But the evolution of this is just amazing to watch. Now you got sailing. You can even run into a talking river. Rivers make noise now. And rideable pets. And most importantly, to bury the lead.
Bugs.
To bury the
Exploding
lead.
bugs.
Fuck mothering arthropods. And which is probably why you need that wall running, which has been added. And so, yeah. Pretty tight.
To skip the graboids, for sure.
Well, here's the thing.
So that they can come from the walls.
We're looking at an open source project, and I want you to think about just visually how good this looks. I mean, I will say this is the best looking open source game that I currently know of.
It knocked 0 AD off the fucking pedestal, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of shaders, even with the voxely aesthetic, if you look at one of the screenshots with like the shaders all cranked to max and everything looking really pretty, that's a mighty good looking game. It's
the water effects. The fluid dynamic effects are really like it's been a trip watching this thing develop, and
it's online with online multiplayer, which I hear is impossible for
right.
Yeah, no,
and you can get it through a
flat
Flatpak, so you can just pull it and run it.
Right.
It's good.
So I make a thing. I got a new series I've been playing around with because they need to get made, and it's called OBS Linux Basics. Trying to get people up to speed, common questions, things I get asked, things I see show up in the OBS Discord that get answered a million times over and over and over. I want to make something nice and searchable. I've done things like OBS Virtual Cam, OBS first time install, setting up HDMI encoders and recorders and all that fun stuff. Now I have the multi-track audio recording because this has probably happened to you if you are a streamer or anyone who uses OBS and you record two sources. Say you're recording your voice and you're recording game audio, or say I'm recording my voice and I'm also recording Jordan's voice. By default, OBS is going to mix all that down to one track, one stereo pair. So you come to find out after the thing's over, if you're done playing the game or you're done talking with somebody, you check the audio levels and one's way too loud, one's way too quiet. What can you do about that? Not much. Not much. You can make the problem louder or quieter, and that's about it. So this one easy trick, you can just kind of walk through and tell it, hey, I want to record this source on one audio track. I want this source on another audio track. And hey, just keep going up to 6, which is something you can do. So that way, in your recording, you need to fix something in post. You drag it into KDN Live, you drag it into OpenShot and DaVinci. It's going to have your video, and it's going to have all your individual audio levels there for you to play around with, you know. And that's what
it's also handy. It's also handy if you're on Twitch because they have the DMCA second track thing as well. So if you don't want to get your
actually,
entire VOD
there's
muted.
a tick box.
Yep.
To specify that. Yep.
So head over to linuxgamecast.com. There's a handy video. It's like 5 minutes long because my inspiration I ran into today was watching a 15-minute long video about how to do the Star Wars credits, then seeing another one that was like 12 and another one that was 20 minutes. And they didn't address what I was trying to get accomplished. So when I see stuff like that, that's my inspiration to make these 5-minute long, hey, this is how you do this, done, bye, peace. And yeah.
See the end results of that. Stay tuned.
I don't speak to the quality, but I know how to do it now, so it might get better.
Judge for yourself.
Right.
All right. Coming up next, it's time to drink from our sippy cups. We gotta go get some more. We gotta collect cups.
Our cup flowed over again.
Yeah, with more cups.
Yummy
Yo, dog.
Slurpee.
Collective soul.
Yo, dog. I heard you like cups, so I put a cup in your cup.
I kind of went on a deep dive of what happened to Collective Soul.
I'm trying to remember one Collective Soul song.
They had a couple that were shamefully popular. You would know them as soon as you hear I couldn't tell you the names of them, but I'm like, oh yes, I remember that one.
December and The World I Know.
The World I Know.
Okay.
Yeah. What was it? Heaven something?
I don't know. I'm looking at Wikipedia because the name Collective Soul rings a bell. I know that that's a band. I could not.
Band,
yeah. It got a lot of radio play.
Yeah, I didn't remember. I wouldn't realize the song, but when I was watching, because I wanted to find out what was going on with the crash test dummies, and that led, YouTube recommending that. But all the stuff they were playing in the day, I was like, I remember that song. I'm not speaking to the quality of the song, but they were very popular. All right, vote.linuxgamecast.com. You can hit and vote on show titles like Loop and Dunk.
Loop and Dunk. Dwarf
Miners. Male Models. Pedro. Steam Hulk 2077.
Gandalf Drive-By.
All right, Gandalf gets whacked. ER. Normalcy returns. There we go. Oh.
The post-grunge. That's the genre attributed to Collective Soul.
On Wikipedia?
On Wikipedia.
Yeah, I have no value in the Wikipedia, genre. When they say this band's part of this genre, it's usually just bullshit. And
well, because what they usually do is they'll break it down by album. Because sometimes bands will go through phases. Like Metallica has their country phase that they're still in. Or Ulver is one where they started off doing black metal, and then it turned into weird experimental electronica. So sometimes bands move around or occupy a cross genre space. I don't think genre should be hard and fast rules. It's just a rough idea of what this is. What can I expect?
I think it should be based off the majority of their discography.
I don't know, because like I said, if
I'm
there's
just
a
saying,
band
if I
that
had
does
to like grade something for the general public to give a general idea of like, hey, I'm going to listen to this band. Oh man, but they made that one punk album that one time. So yeah,
it completely taints all of their music.
No, not really, but I wouldn't label them as punk band. Like if
I don't know. Like I'll throw out the example of Darkthrone. They do a lot of like punk stuff now. They started off as a black metal band.
that's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm saying if like you have like a one-off. I'm saying if the majority of their work is a general theme. I think if I was listing in Wikipedia, trying to give the reader maybe what you're going to get from 99% of their albums and their music and their art, I wouldn't pick the one-off to hit that.
I wouldn't put it first in the list, definitely, but I'd still include it.
Oh yeah, absolutely include it.
Yeah.
But that's not what I've run into on like, that's why I have mistrust of Wikipedia.
Okay.
Genre timelines. Yeah, they're just like label them. And then again, like again, on Wikipedia, there's no hard and fast rule of like the most popular or most common genre that they're in is the first one.
Right. And again, like genre is fluid, right? Like it's just a collection of like cliches that you would expect in a piece of media belonging to this genre.
Well, it's kind of the generally accepted way of classifying music.
Yeah, but again, all right. This is from spending years in metal forums where like you get people trying to like hyper classify specific things. It's like neo ambient.
Yeah, fuck all that. I'm like, I barely like. I will lump in like metal with rock. I'm like, in the general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I head me in that direction. I don't need. And I'm not even against it. I like if I can drill down to like something like super, super narrow, but just like general. Yeah.
There's a time and place for it, right? Like
internet forums.
Yes. This is the relevant Linux conversation you tune into.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Nuanced discussions on the topic of genre.
I mean, Linux adjacent.
Linux adjacent.
Let me see if No. Wait, I thought I downloaded. Did I down? Yes, I downloaded.
That's not the right footage.
No, it's not. Now I gotta find where the video is. And it should just be game.m4v, but it's game 1 M4V.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Was that the Chrome download strat?
It was, because I forgot to delete
the old one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
let's hear it, folks.
Nice same comment from last week. Nice repeat.
Very original. Listen, none of the letters in LGC stand for originality.
Ironically enough, 2 of them are in originality, but, you know.
Yeah, but...
Oh, man.
That's it. That was my observation.
Well, you're not recycling a joke. You're reworking jokes until you get a good laugh out of it. And sometimes you gotta let them go. You know, like, okay, there's no way to fix this to make it.
Yes, you gotta break in new material. You gotta like figure out where it works, where it doesn't. Because a lot of times it's like, no, this is very funny in my head, but that's because my specific thought process led to it.
I mean, this is the like reward and dangers of comedy too, because sometimes it should be in your head and you drop it out into the meat space like, whoa, all right, that one did not work.
Yeah, that one sounded a lot better in my head than it did out loud. I don't know. For me, that's why I'm a big proponent of thinking out loud, like with debugging and shit. Like I got too much crap in my head. I gotta like externalize it, because then that's the litmus test for, does this make sense at all? Or when you say it, I catch myself doing it all the time. I'll say something and be like, no, that's complete bullshit. I shouldn't believe that at all.
But there's that. I mean, the whole thing of like reading something you've written or written aloud.
Yeah.
Very, very invaluable, especially if you don't have an editor, because your brain fixes shit for you. Man, like I can't tell you how many times I've had to like glaring typos and like show descriptions that I've read 13, 14 times that afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Because you knew what you were saying, so you just like you look at it and you're like, no, that's what it said. Yeah, that's what it says. What I wrote down there. What are you telling me? The human brain isn't perfect in recall and memory?
That's one of the worst things it's worst at.
Right?
Worcester.
Worcestershire.
It's full of
Worcestershire.
Worcester sauce.
Yeah. Worcestershire.
No, Worcestershire. Damn, that's hard to say. Worcester.
Yeah, the three hardest things for people to say. I'm sorry. I love you. And Worcestershire sauce.
Okay. So I gotta wind the clock back to like 7-year-old Jordan, who saw an episode of Scooby-Doo where they managed to figure out that the bad guy was the bad guy because they both couldn't say Worcestershire sauce. And that is why Worcestershire sauce is in my brain. Because of a fucking Scooby-Doo episode. Also because I emptied an entire bottle of Worcestershire sauce in my ear. Now it's in my brain.
The only thing I know about that is I have the one fun fact. It contains fish.
Yeah. Sardines, I think. Or anchovies.
Yeah, that was like, and that was because I was at one of my hippie grocery stores and I'm like, vegan.
Vegan A1 sauce.
Fucking what? Then like made a note of that to go like, what? Oh, all right. Sardines. Huh. I learned something. I don't know, man.
Listen, there are 3 types of people in this world. Those who can count and those who can't.
I don't know what a Norval. Oh, was I? What? I don't know. Game.
There's 11 types of people in the world.
Peeps.
Those who know those who know binary, those who don't, and those who have heard the other joke.
There's a Flaming Hot Cheetos peeps now.
Yep. Man, So, finished Peacemaker.
Haven't
Very
watched
good.
it yet.
Very good. Speaking of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, yeah. There's a little fun cameo. Yeah, there's a little fun cameo at the end. I thought was. Yeah.
Let me see. I haven't dropped anything from the Man, I gotta clean out this downloads directory.
Time to dump it all into Discord.
Yeah. There we go.
I have a second downloads directory that I just dump the things and then at some point I'll go and sort. It's almost 600 gigs.
BDSM DBMS. Okay. All right.
I thought that was funny because I was tangoing with a sequel earlier this week. I was like, and I ran across that. I was like, every time I'm having to do something that requires all caps, usually not a high point. All right. Yeah. That's rock and roll. Guess we do reverse order this week.
We did reverse order last week, no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then we do normal order. I had a 50-50 chance of that one, all right?
Whatever. Whatever, buddy. I was about to say something, and then I realized, wait a tick, I don't care. So.
Not really important.
It's always gotta like take a minute and stop. Like, wait a second, do I actually care about this, or am I just being pedantic for the sake of being pedantic? I don't care.
Strider is pedantic. Don't be like Strider.
No. Only record with Strider when the only game to play with Strider, and I've been over this, is try to turn the mobile Discord icon into the keyboard regular. That's the game. It's like speed chess.
But like Homeboy doesn't leave his house, so it's not too big a challenge.
still.
It's got a fucking Terminator 2 run back to the place.
You just see that. You see the person in their apartment, and you see him like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Someone's wrong on the internet."
Yeah, he's got like the tied up blankets as like a rope to climb up through the windows so that he can like get in faster.
All right, everyone. Chirquisition, or as we like to call it, totes not a cult. Asterisk on the back of the shirt, probably.
Cult.
Squeaky chair.
Legally not a cult.
Well, I got a fart, so.
All right, I'm glad you're done with that. All right, in 3, 2.
You can't see me pee because I see you pee. This week we're taking a look at Quest of Graal, done by the Pixel Archipel, aka Theo Min, I believe. Theo Min, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Done on the Godot engine. You can pick it up for about $9.99 of your particular currency. No regional pricing here. What is it? Race up to 4 players in this frantic combat platformer. Dash through 20 stages, wield magical items, use the power of golden statues to overcome monsters, beat your opponents, and catch the cup first. But you might also ask, what the hell am I watching? This is the Chairquisition. This is where we take a game, run it on some different Linux distributions, with some very similar hardware, at least until Q2 2022, apparently, if Intel's marketing is to be believed. And you know, we rate them on our holy grail of rating systems. The Sun Graal, the lawn chairs. One chair means that it's crap. 4 chairs means that it's amazing. You can figure out the other 2 values, I hope, if you can count. Let's get into it then. Oh, we got to thank Pixel Archipel for sending us keys on Curator Connect. So
Yes.
yeah. Then on Debian, how to do?
Let's start that boom clock. All right, Debian 11 out of the box, man. No problems. We're running on 1920X with a NVIDIA 2060 displayed at UHD, sometimes 720p, unfortunately. Everything launched, the correct screen. Bonus, I didn't have to look over to my left, but it wasn't a wee 720p window. Option B for your resolution is full screen. That's it. Exclude controller worked, kinda. Because I wasn't paying attention when I started the game, as is my way, and kind of button mashed just to get into game, just to see, I wasn't really going to be putting a lot of time in it that day. Not until I came back to sit down and give it a thorough play. I probably spent the first 20 minutes trying to find a way to optimize that weird 2-player split screen mechanic at the same time. I'm like, how does this work? I'm not really grokking this. I'm going to have to go back and play a tutorial. It seems silly, but, I did finish the first couple of stages like this. I did. Then, this afternoon, I pressed X on the keyboard and realized that it's not a 2-player. You have to control 2 people at the same time. No. It was a derp moment because, out of the box with the Exclude controller, player 1 and player 2 input, that bug, remember? Yeah, you were selecting player 1 and player 2 with 1 controller. Ran into that, smashed that Proton button, bam, and it goes away. But since I was going to do it anyway, that's what I did, and I played it with Proton. It worked out of the box. These 2 will tell you other interesting ways to go about fixing that particular problem. But let's talk about the fun real quick. Who remembers Speedrunners? Because, that was a cutthroat multiplayer running game. 4 players, and locally and or online. Well, Quest for Graal does mostly the same thing, but with hipster pixel graphics, which is good. That's fun. You run from point A, you run to point B, you throw shit at each other, and it gets in the way of other players. Really, it's surprisingly a good time. It's a fun mechanic when you mix the power-ups and environment hazards and all that. There's even a dodgeball game kind of buried inside of Graal, which you might not even know is there, but it's genuinely a bit of fun. But I hope you have a house full of people because you better have them on hand, I should say. Local-only multiplayer with a remote play kind of Band-Aid slapped on the side of the tin. That gives me the sads, man, because, getting a group of people together after the release of Dark Phoenix has been challenging. Because, But I'm going to say, pick it up if you're hopeful that the end times do not, stay in place, that they're not going to be on the way, man. If you enjoy playing against AI opponents, also, give it a think. Maybe bring it into your house. But maybe you just want to check on the periodic state of remote play, which Might not be good, but at the end of the day, it's a cute game. It's a fun game. Gets proper online multiplayer support built into it, and we'd be playing it this afternoon, this evening. It's built on Godot, and that's the only womp for me. But yeah, $9.99, maybe sort of want. This would be a 3-tier game if I could play on multiplayer, because remote play together is not a solution. Not sorry.
Yeah. On Fedora 35, 64-bit, I tested this on 2 different systems. I tested it on a system with an 8150 AMD and a RX 580, and I also tested it on the R9 3900X with the GTX 1080 Ti. Both cases launched out of the box in a very, very tiny window. You do have to turn off Steam input if you want to play with a controller. So this is not verified for deck. But if you do turn off Steam input, I tested local multiplayer because I have a child and a spouse in the house that are willing to play video games with me sometimes if I'm not too obnoxious about it. So I connected it's the old ass, it's not the F310, it's the one before that that has the numbers on it. That wired Logitech controller, a wired 360, and a Bluetooth DualShock 4. And yeah, everything was happy. So in terms of multiplayer like controller support, that's all good. The sprite design is very clear, minimal character blindness, although that Steam input thing, in retrospect, will probably make the remote play shit not work. So sprite design is very clear, minimal character blindness. The soundtrack's all right. No cloud saves either, by the way. So that's a ding against you. Fun-wise, it's a fun little speedrunner. I'll give it that. It's a little more directly PvP than, speedrunners proper. And the addition of shared bad guys is a nice improvement on the formula. I like that. I like having the singular goal over the screen just like constantly diminishing, and it just becomes this fucking cutthroat Iron Man race to see who can out-juke the other one. And yeah, it's pretty fun. There's ample power-ups. You can henshin into various armored forms. There are items. There's lots of modes, lots of maps and characters to unlock. But then there's the elephant in the room. There's holy fucking shit, people, online multiplayer. You need to include it in your multiplayer game in 2022. It is fucking inexcusable at this point. Maybe remote play could work when you're sitting 2 meters away from the person on the same fucking Wi-Fi, or if you set up like a USB-C to Ethernet, you can make a little Gabe Link cable. I don't know, but not in an internet setting. That shit does not fly. You're getting 2 chairs because you're missing that critical part. The gameplay is solid. You have a good game here. You just need people to fucking play it with.
Yeah, and the developers were really keen on the whole, you should totally play it with remote play together. Yeah, no, we'll get to that. Over here on the Ryzen 7 3700X with the GTX 1080, it launches out of the box. Yeah, there's 2 resolutions. It's 720p, teeny tiny window, or whatever your monitor does. Either way, it's capped at 60 FERPs. The DualShock and the DualSense, they almost work properly, but not really. And if you enable Steam input, then you'd get to the 2-player input like Ven mentioned earlier. Valve,
man, that's some
I thought this
shit.
was fixed. I thought this was fixed. Come on. The only controller that I had that worked properly out of the box was the Biomonk S4, which is like a clone Xbox 360 controller. And it just gets seen as an Xbox 360 controller, so that worked. The graphics and the sounds, well, if you're looking at the video version, you can see the graphics. They do a very good job, even when you can't see your character because of the explosions or particle effects or whatever. It does a very good job of telling you exactly where your character is because your camera tries to keep it in the center, without being stiff and stilted like some games do, where they lock onto your character, and the moment you so much as jiggle, the camera freaks the hell out. Not here, which is good. But then there's the fun, and like Van and Jordan already mentioned, you need proper online multiplayer because remote play together for a game like this, speedrunners type of situation, the input latency is going to be a killer. Yes, you can play it in forever alone mode against the bots like you're seeing in the video there, but that's going to have a very, very limited life with only the amount of content that's there. If you have a game like this, you very much want to play it with your friends. You want to play it with people because it's a lot more fun. I was not that big a fan of speedrunners, but I didn't hate it either. But it was fun playing it with everyone. That was very, very fun. Here, well, it's a lot easier to play with other people over the internet, and it's a lot easier to like a game when someone isn't feeling the input latency. So honestly, I don't hate Quest of Graal DX either, but it's not as good as it otherwise could be with proper online multiplayer, so it gets 2 chairs.
I got a question about the DX thing. Does that mean that if you run this on a regular Game Boy, it'll work? Because that's what DX meant. That you get the color if you stick it in the Game Boy color.
I mean, it does seem to have the amount of pixels on screen that you could, in theory, do that with some optimization. Maybe?
I want to play this. Now, a couple of things we know. This is not the first time we've tangoed with a game that was built using Godot. So we know the controller thing is not a Godot issue. And have we had any, I don't know what the situation is, like, far as ease of setting up online multiplayer in Godot. I mean, Unity, it's like laughable, like, if you don't include it in your title, but I don't know what the story is with Godot. I assume.
I don't know if someone's already has a pre-baked one that you can download in Godot.
Or maybe we can. You know what? Alex would probably fucking know that. He's actively working in Godot. So he would probably be the person to actually ask about that.
You know, just watching Pedro play this, like, that'd be dope as hell to play in the after show. And you're wondering, you know, I'm sure the developer's going to be watching this. I'm in I'm in the United States. Jordan is in Canada, and Pedro is in Britannia. So, yeah, remote.
There's going to be a little bit of latency.
Yeah.
The input latency is a killer. It really is, especially for this kind of game where you're literally trying to be faster than everyone else. It's very hard to do that when you have
and I want to bring this up,
a second
Jordan,
delay.
You go first.
I just want to give this game a little bit of praise. The fucking directional arrow as part of the UI, super nice. Because there's a problem in speedrunners where if you're very unfamiliar with a map, you will take a wrong turn because you don't know where the fuck to go.
That can happen.
But like having a little bit of guidance of being like, okay, I just need to be heading in this direction is it's super nice from a UI perspective.
Yes, 100%. And, you know, being able to play this is something like maybe this will get added. Maybe it's something worth looking into. And I will say, as somebody who streams games, remote play together is also a nightmare for streamers because it will generate like the
full
audio
screen or bust.
Yes, full screen. Like, it's just, if you're wondering how come you're not getting a lot of traction on Twitch and then maybe YouTube to a lesser extent is, because people don't want to just race against the AI constantly. You want to have, like, this is a party game. This is a group thing. This is where you get on people on Discord.
You need shit talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And remote play
it is very much a multiplayer game
like
at heart.
Yeah.
And you need proper multiplayer to do it.
Yeah, in 2022, if you're designing a multiplayer game, and this is a multiplayer game, this is designed to be played with other people as in a competitive setting. You need to include online play. I think that is like non-optional anymore. Like period.
Yep. All right.
Coming up next, you wouldn't download a deck. Well, we asked you that question last week. We got some feedback. So let's see what people have to say. Hate mail. Mother.
Mother.
Wait, is it Empty's mom? Is it Mom T? Mom T hen?
Achievement unlocked.
Oh, there we go. Alex was watching. Project Heartbeat's base multiplayer doesn't use the default Godot multiplayer implementation. Apparently there's a default. Instead, it's a custom one using the Steam peer-to-peer. Oh, so you can do that, right?
Well, yeah, they provide Steam sockets as like a library for multiple languages, so I assume you could just like work that in.
Let's see what we have over at vote.luxgamecast.com. Lube and Dunk is tied with Dwarf Miners. Little Carrot Men. Anything I haven't voted on? Run Over Eden. Male Models. 999. Gandalf Drive By. All right.
I was proud of Gable and Cable. I thought of that earlier this afternoon.
That'll teach it. All right.
Yeah.
You get that out of your system?
These Sony headphones, man, they will.
You don't even.
There's just not. Yeah, there's not enough moving parts in there to like be worried about it.
You just pick them up and like, okay, fine.
I mean, it was tangled on the arm for the chair, and when I flipped around, they kind of came sliding out from the desk.
The good thing about the AKG headphones that Pedro has is they're so light, even when they fall, not a big deal. These got the big chunky neodymium magnets in them. They got some weight to them, but they are 7506s. They're indestructible. Like, I've dropped these probably 30 times on hardwood, and like whatever.
They're a working man's headphones.
They are. They're the industry standard.
No, and like, you were right though. Like, genuinely listening through shit in this is fucking me up because now I can hear shit in the mix that I was not I was blissfully unaware of. I could just listen to shitty quality audio and it was fine. You motherfucker, you opened my fucking ears and now I can't unhear it.
It's. But try telling an audiophile these are the headphones that they want.
Yeah.
No. You probably don't want these because these are designed to reveal all the flaws.
Yeah. That's for riggedy real. I can that I started hearing that shit and I'm like, that sounds a little no. No, that's in the mix. What the fuck?
Well,
Hiccups.
You gotta tickle your butthole. Stick
you get into like as soon as you start dealing with like psychoacoustic stuff, I'm fascinated when I read into it. Like, here's the thing: headphones, not stereo. They're not, but they give you stereo separation. And this is why, you'll have people that it's like you can only mix with, stereo monitors. And it depends on what you're mixing, though. But even like with the AKGs, they operate like the 7506s, definitely boosted on the high end to bring out all those nice little flaws. Once you get something sounding okay in these, it's generally safe to push it out. Like, it's gonna sound fine.
Yeah, because not everyone's going to be listening with the fuck you headphones. They're going to be listening with, like, their Raycon shit or whatever.
The ones that came with their phone.
Yeah, the speaker built into it, yes.
No, motherfucker, phones don't come with headphones anymore. That's added value. You don't get that with cell phones.
See, I bought this Nokia 7.2 a couple months ago. 4. And it came with headphones. They're nothing. I was going through a cell phone buying phase a couple years ago, and not a single one I bought had headphones. At this point you're lucky if they give you a charger. It's true.
Well, these days that used to be a deal breaker, but something doesn't come with a charger. I'm like, what type of hole? Okay, USB-C hole. I'm good. All right.
Yeah. But like this is how I get my extra USB cables though. It's like buy shit.
What would you mean, like extra USB cables? Yeah. This is an important cable. This is a milestone cable. This is now my extra USB-C cable for charging. This is to plug in USB-C devices in the studio. This is my
not using the output on your NVIDIA card.
No, man. Well, no. See, nothing's USB-C 3.1A dash. Go play in traffic. Everything's USB 2 to USB-C 3. On mobile devices, charges and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be really nice to have like the USB PD stuff like integrated into like the front-facing panels of motherboard of cases and stuff for laptops, just so you can actually charge your shit off a laptop.
Yeah, but I think about like the safety requirements for that type of cable.
Listen, AMD doesn't care with the R9 furry nano, man. Like, it's fine.
I'm thinking like if you're doing like high amperage, like onto the front of the case, I'm like, yeah, that would work. It's completely safe to do that, but I wouldn't, like motherboard manufacturers, I wouldn't trust them to
implement that properly.
Not at all. Like, it'd be a coat hanger in there with some tape around it. Like, oh, this is fine.
It's Pedro's tinfoil.
Mm. Pass-through trust?
Oh, where
I don't know. How does explain? Because in my head. Okay, thank you. That's where I was about to fucking say it. And like, does it have, but I was going to say it in a joking manner. But fuck me. Okay. Understood. Well played, Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, Rock Republic. You have a gaming phone?
Asus gaming phone for elite gamers.
Does it have the active cooling in the back? Does it have the fan?
Does it RGB?
The spec for USB-C says you can do up to 100 watts through it, so...
I mean, you can. I mean, you can, like, most of the ports and motherboards are about where FireWire was 20 years ago, so, I mean... At least it's getting back to parity with the ability to power things over the cable.
What I really want is just a better connector. The USB-C connector is so bad.
Barrel connector.
A barrel connector would be nice. That circular shape. Yeah.
Yeah. And you think I'm being crazy? Oh, close your eyes and plug in a barrel connector. You can do it 100% of the time. Like, there it is.
It's not, but it's not, it's... But
negotiating the pins into different positions.
No. See, you can do that with USB-C. You can do the same thing with a circle.
Yeah, you can do it with USB-C because just two possible directions. But in a circle, it's quite literally an infinite amount of possible
you put one
rotations.
Single notch pin outstanding on the top of the barrel jack, so you just rotate and it clicks into place. It's done.
Oh, like a two-stage barrel. Okay, right.
Like you got the barrel, then you got like a little nub.
Yeah,
a little nub on the top of
this. Flip until... right. Although that does remove a little bit of the just immediacy of the plugging in.
Oh, you can if you try hard enough. Listen, the last FireWire interface I was about to buy was the victim of... Look at a FireWire connector, kids. Common failure board. People plug the cable in upside down somehow. Like, you gotta, like, elbow drop that fucking cable to get it in.
It doesn't fit. How do you even...
And here's the...
It's like an arrow. It is very much like house-shaped.
It is. It is. And even today, I'm still terrified because of the current you can carry through these. And everybody uses the same Texas Instrument FireWire chip. So when you flip that cable and you light it up, it blows the chip. It's kind of a safety measure. Keep it off the board. Go look on eBay, man. Like, and that's all it is. As long as you got a hot air station, you zoop, pop that, drop a new one on, you're good to go. Fan attachment for the Surface. I do my computing. I have my expectations in the right spot. Living my tablet life. Like,
speaking of fucking Stargate Atlantis ruined tablets for me. Because those fucking tablets they had did fucking everything.
It's because you're a damn child. I grew up with the DS9 tablets and they just had information on them. They didn't do anything fancy. Yeah, so I'm good. I'm living in my future, motherfucker.
Right, yeah. See, I wanted tricorders and shit. I do like the Discovery thing they're doing with the whole programmable matter stuff. That's a fun little update to like the tech. I wish everything else about that show was better, but
all right.
I have to be careful to pull myself and not the table.
Bitch, you a flamingo?
I thirst for blood. I thirst for blood and
Are you
grandma
coming
pussy.
on my shoreline?
I listen. I'm gonna eat your grandma's pussy and then I'm gonna fly away.
I will eat your children's eyes.
It's time to rip out your eyeballs.
But first your sister, and then your sister's sister.
It's time for grandma. that blew me away that my fucking boss actually knew who that guy was.
What? Like, how do you even bring this up to the boss? We gotta roll this back a minute. Like,
yeah, I'm like, yeah, I got introduced by a song. He's like, oh yeah, what? Because he's a former touring musician, right? So he's into music and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, it's by. I looked it up. It's like by Mark Rebillet, and he's like, oh, you mean the house coat wearing like electronic rapper guy? I'm like, like. Jesus Christ! Like, I like, damn, you fucking showed me, motherfucker. Like, I didn't even know about that until a day ago. So
thought you were gonna be some hipster motherfucking logic, be like, man, let me tell you about this undiscovered thing. It's like, yeah, that guy, huh?
Yeah, no. I cannot out music hipster my boss. I think he is. Yeah. He's got too much actual touring experience.
See, that's the problem. I'm like, yeah, does somebody like that with like Unicorn Wizard just be mainstream shit? Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's on all the pop stations. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, and Katana, if you're looking for USB-C docks that can do 90 watts, the Dell WD-19, that's actually the max that it can do on non-Dell systems. If you have a Dell laptop, it can actually put out the full 130 or 180 watts, depending on which version.
Palm top.
The Dell WD-40? If that's the case, you're stuck.
Jordan, you joke.
There is a Dell WD-40?
I don't know. I'm scared to Google because there probably fucking isn't.
If I Google Dell WD-40...
I don't think there's a WD-40.
You have to buy it.
There's a WD-15 and there's a WD-19.
Okay. The one post I found is someone actually has WD-40 like in their screen and they're trying to get it out. I'm like, okay, given that, sure. I can like, it's unlikely, but I can imagine a situation where that happens, right? You know, one person has this problem according to the Dell support forums. Got WD-40 in my screen.
Where's the end music?
The life we lead.
There it is. All right.
Give it a
All
second.
right. I'm alive.
There.
Okay. Click clack. How did you get clack out of that closed caption machine?
Did you not say clack? I heard clack.
No, it said click one.
So did I.
Oh.
I was reading what it said. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Sometimes Caption Bot is just way off the mark.
You know, it took a mulligan on that one. It was like, click 120. Nope, delete. Try again.
Yeah. It's fun. It's kind of fun to watch it like do a couple passes, and if you say something more, it's like, oh, I detected a word, which means you actually said these things.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, R.I.P. Anybody relying on that? I mean, it
Yeah. Don't accept like surgery instructions from Google Auto Caption.
Oh.
Or do and tell us how it turns out.
Dude, okay. Keep talking, nobody explodes, but I can only use what is picked up.
Oh! Oh no, it turned that into a speed run. Got to speed run that shit too, so it's Oh man.
Oh, right, with a timer, with a really quick. Oh, yes. We might have an entirely new category.
New block at SGDQ.
All right.
I thought
Ladies
that
and gentlemen,
said Queefried, but that's not what it said.
if you're new,
Quentin Fried.
this is the last segment of the night. This is where you can write into us, hate mail, and we're about to kick it off. So take it away, Pedro, in 3, 2.
We have been freed from reporting on the
Bondage.
Linux gaming news for another week. I mean, we'll be back next Saturday. That's kind of how this goes. But if you'd like to, drop us a line, give us some hate mail
Do we
for the
play
next
that
Saturday
at like
show.
the wake or?
I'm a flamingo.
No, Pedro like saying we'll be back next week.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, yes. If you want to,
we will be back.
tickle-
Pedro's corpse will be desecrated and put in front of a camera.
Well, I'm
that
just
we can
thinking
keep
about like
them.
the positive and negative, like flying to Portugal to like play that, like at the back. Might not be safe.
on bagpipes.
Fuck yeah.
Badly.
I know somebody to do the background music for me, and he's good with electronic beats.
if you have suggestions for the background music to use for my wake, don't send those through the contact form. The spam golem kind of frowns on URLs. But if you read the caveats at the top of the contact page on linuxgamecast.com, it actually tells you what you need to do in order to get around that. But if you don't have URL, you just have some hate mail you want to shout at us, LGC Weekly is the topic you want to bring up. Give us your name, your email, a subject, and the message proper, and away you go. And someone actually did.
We did. We got a nice little piece about prosthetic dicks.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want to make your own, Arthur, he's always submitting stuff to the show, and he says,
Yes.
I wonder how many Chinese bootleg consoles will be made with the 3D printed chassis and sold on eBay as legit Steam Deck. What's your guess?
Clue
Also,
number 1, that you might not have a legit Steam Deck label.
It's
Yeah.
Totally real Steam Deck, you guys.
It's got to say totes legit, or it's counterfeit.
Yeah, no, with a bunch of like thumbs up emojis too. Like, yeah, it's. Also, Deck of Steel needs to happen with something resembling love. Artherin.
Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think the Chinese off-brand makers will try
The
to pass
Steam
it off as
Decks?
a legit Steam Deck. Yeah, they'll probably change the name slightly, like they do with the iPad. That's actually EYE
Steam Dock.
pad.
Steam
Yeah.
Duck. Stem Duck.
Or STEM Deck. Yeah.
Stoom Deek.
No, yeah, exactly.
Because
That's how it'll be labeled.
eBay
on
will
Amazon,
crack down
yes.
on them if they do.
Yeah.
Anytime I see open and close brackets right there, it's like, that's shipping from Hong Kong.
Yes.
It's going to be exciting. Listen, all of us, we're going to be heading over to like AliExpress and Baidu. We're going to be looking for these things for the comic relief of it. And probably, guaranteed, you're going to get like the Kitty Cat Extreme Sparkle Edition with
Yes.
RGB
This is someone
lighting.
like third
You
party.
think
outer
someone's
shell.
gonna make like a?
Yeah.
You think someone's gonna make like a solid gold deck?
Hi, Linus. Here's the thing, though. No, you think about like Gamers Nexus. They picked up the like the sparkly video cards, like the Kitty Cat cards and shit like that. The anime waifu cards. That's going to happen with Steam Deck, and those are going to be at least entertaining to see, right?
Yeah.
And absolutely, one of the things that I do hope comes out of it is the ability to customize your deck, not just aesthetically, but also physically. Like, say, people who don't have the same symmetrical hands, as the case may be.
Well,
Just saying.
here's my thing, Pedro. I was thinking like, oh, it'd be this is my brain. I was like, you don't do any type of wood carving. Maybe you could carve your own like wood deck.
Oh, like a wood deck? Yeah.
Yeah. Then I started thinking about like the more than sharper
thermal
than
summit.
razor blades with like the carving, and then I'm like, no, let's keep all my digits.
Man, no, I want to see like the fucking homebrew decks, right? I want to see what people can like cram in there, like with Raspberry Pis or
Fully
like,
custom hardware, yeah.
I want a
yeah.
hipster deck I want one that has that's going to be about that thick, but it's going to have a CRT, a little baby CRT inside of it.
Yeah, like you can go nuts.
You
with
flip
it,
on the
like,
power and it goes.
Yeah.
yeah, it just slowly cooks your eyes. Like I said, I'm still looking forward to the report on the brain damage that we all have from like staring at CRT TVs for
Purple.
Yeah, right.
Oh, is that what gave us all ADHD? Okay, right, cool.
There's just the brain damage.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, this is probably a very interesting time to have a 3D printer. Which, you know what, you know what's a good
now
news?
is the time. Go invest in one.
Dude, man, I actually found one thing where this brings it up to 2 that I need a 3D printer for. Was I didn't even think about this. Printing low profile brackets for cards. I was like, fuck.
Like the back IO bits. Yep.
Because I just ordered some Mellanox cards on eBay, and because they were super cheap and they didn't have the low profile adapters. Like, and I had to order those from fucking Hong Kong, which will be here sometime, hopefully before 20 whatever. And it's like
2025.
Yeah.
That's a conservative estimate.
What, you weren't going to do just the card plugged into the thing, dangling slightly?
No, Pedro, because
Dangle.
they're here to replace like the cards in these boxes that are supposed to be like good, not like.
So you put a little duct tape over the holes. It's fine. Yeah.
Around the connectors. Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
man,
go.
I just
Gorilla
glue them in
tape.
place. So nice and stiff. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
don't do as we say, and absolutely don't do as we do. All right, everyone. That's gonna do it. I think it's probably time to maybe cue some music. Where's my cursor? Get off my lawn.
Where is my
It's
mouse?
gone.
Martha, where did my cursor go?
You can always find
Why'd you
us
say that name?
around 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Tap that Twitch button with a schedule or something like that, and it'll tell you in your current local time. Same thing as the events in our Discord. Come hang out with me. I'll be back Tuesday for some fresh tracks in Trackmania. We'd love to have you there. It's a shit-talking session of hugs. Really, it's what it is. And again on Friday. And Jordan will be back with Cybertruck on Thursday, and Wednesday I'll be back with Jill for Weekly Daily Wednesdays, and of course we'll be back here Saturday with this nonsense, hopefully with an live Pedro. If not, we might be doing live remote from Portugal. Who knows? Depends on how quick they can move the body. At Venstone on Twitter, at Ven on mass.linuxgamecast.com. There we go. Plugs.
I'm Jordan. I confuse people by saying who know people named Martha by saying Martha, and just making them very, very upset generally. You can find me doing that on Twitter at The Burning Fool, or Screaming Martha at twitch.tv/Burning
Martha.
Martha!
And for an entire segment of people, I think I am the definition of the white Portuguese. But if you don't care about that, go on Twitter and and follow me at Unaccounted For.
Do I look like a ship?
Spoilers. That's the best way to get in touch with me.
Credits.
Please, put us out of our misery.
Look
Okay,
at that.
this is brand
Movie
new.
star.
Oh, wow. We gotta thank our advisors, Omega Star Theron, going so fast, executive producers, all this prepared. Scott
Holy
Michaud,
crap.
Smacksdog, Top Guest, Mike G, FT, drummer, Kaku, George, and Abstraction,
Darkwing and Abstraction. Jack B.
So fast.
Renault,
Gotta go fast.
Frostclaw, Kyle Linux, Maxius, Ogie
Yeah,
One, Mano.
not so easy, fucker. Not so easy.
Maybe
how?
they might be salted to taste for next week. But listen, let's call that proof of concept. It can be done.
Yeah, the testing and production. Yeah.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was a very goofy ending.
That was the remember when I was saying, I was like, and there's no good way to resize and the time span of these things. Like, well, we're stuck with that for now. 2.5 minute map. Well, it was kind of fun. There was like 2 maps we played this week. Both of them took over a minute to complete. And we were driving around them normally. I'm like, this is kind of fun. But both of the maps had not painfully obvious, but once you, like, it clicked, like, why is this showing map? Why aren't there any checkpoints? Wait a minute. And they were both like 13 to 16 second tracks.
There's a turn you should have made.
It's like, oh, you got to jump between this, and it says, yeah, 100%.
Someone took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, and then everyone followed because they assumed that person knew what they were doing.
See, that's an
You're
interesting,
in first, I'm gonna follow you.
very interesting mechanic to watch when we're playing Trackmania. If I'm a spectator, like one person to make a crash, and your lizard brain follow the leader.
Yeah,
So you just see
lemmings.
like, yeah, everyone crashed into that. It didn't have shortcuts. Yeah, long tracks. Long tracks are interesting because they force you to play differently than like your 30 seconds. Staying good for 30 seconds is not bad. Staying good for 60.
It's an endurance thing. You don't want to blow
Dude.
your load.
That's rough.
The endurance tracks in Trackmania, even the official ones, at the moment you get to red and you have like the 8-lap tracks.
You got to play the 2-hour long one. I think it's 1 hour long. Yeah. Yeah, it's 60 laps, 1 minute laps. So we're gonna play Scribbly.io, but
Scribbly bibbly boo.
let's that's the wrong fucking button. There it is.
At least it wasn't showing Tifa getting railed.
All right.
Unlike that
It was
Italian,
the Italian Senate
council meeting.
Yeah, this is like 30 seconds of fucking hentai in the middle of it. And they're just like,
We're very sorry. This shouldn't be happening. And finally, the person who was actually hosting the thing is like, yep.
Yeah, I like
Right,
how the
it's
guy's
gone
like, well, anyways,
Can we just ignore this?
yeah, I'm just trying to continue.
Play along.
Yeah, no, this is, see, and if we don't do the thing, then we're getting fucked. See, like, yeah.
Like willful ignorance was like I saw the clip of they were doing like the latest Battlefield or something like that, which is apparently still shit buggy. And
Yeah.
it was a sponsored live stream between like 4 people, and it was bugging the fuck out on them, and they all got checks to live stream
Yeah,
this
me there.
together, and they were talking like nothing, everything's fine, and like the guy was like floating off into the fucking air. It's like, I don't see any problems here.
Yeah, I feel bad for the people who got like who got paid to stream Dark Alliance, because like WotC spent a shit ton of money on that campaign. Like everyone was playing that game on launch, and it ate shit. Ugh.
It's a very, like, that stream Ven and I did, that, it was janky. It was
janky, but it was playable janky, which makes it entertaining janky.
It's got that trine quality of like, this is clearly busted, but we can kind of cheese our way through it.
Live
Yes.
show, we're going to bounce over to After Chosen if you want to listen or participate. Let's see. I always check this just to make sure I'm not spinning wheels. And
Wub, wub, wub.
took that in.
It's weird hearing this one in like other YouTube videos too.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Sick and wrong.
I think my camera's on. Do I have this?
Says it's on.
All right. I can never. This is the one thing. Show my camera. All right, we're good. Yes, I know. God.
Quiet, you.
And boop.
no one is on video.
Nobody wants to show their faces. I wouldn't want to show my face on this podcast either, but it's too late.
Let's see. Let's bring guest in. And we bring guest out. Wait, damn it. Wrong one. Pick 2.
Do you know what Wubba Lubba
the hands? Is that what that means? Le Mans?
Le
Mans.
Like Le Mans.
Le Mans?
Well, there's
Le
a race.
Mans?
I think there's a race in Texas where it's called 24-hour lemons, and you actually race junker cars.
Yeah, I think that's in Cali.
Is it Cali? I can't remember.
It actually moves around. So there's lemons in Pennsylvania, Texas, Willow Springs, California, and I think they're trying to get one up in Alaska.
Does that mean not Le Mans? All right, I got that mixed up.
No, there's Le Mans,
Okay.
there's Petite Le Mans, but the Lemons one is kind of interesting. But I watched a short mini doc on it, and they're like, it's kind of fucked because you have a set amount, like you can spend $2,000 on it, but then you got these motherfuckers showing up playing to win. They're like, oh, someone donated this $10,000 engine.
Yes. Here's my Formula One that I picked up on a garage sale.
Exactly. It's
for
like the
$50.
build your own PC competitions. You're like, oh, look, I'm at Goodwill. Look at this 3090 laying out in the bin for $1.
Yeah. No, it's just sitting in the parking lot there. Someone must have dropped it.
Right.
It's mine now.
It's like the quick claim deed of real estate, but for cars.
What am I?
Transfer it for $1.
I think they also now have a rally that they do, kind of like the Cannonball. Except
I want to see a rally where they're shooting cannons at the cars and they gotta duck and weave while still actually trying to get to finish line.
Yeah, once self-driving cars are at that point, we can have death race with self-driving cars.
I mean, we can have that now. We just got to make sure that it's well evacuated.
Right.
Find an abandoned or nearly non busy road and just do a spy hunter.
Didn't they build? Isn't that stretch of highway they built for the Matrix still around?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know.
Wait, didn't they use an existing highway?
No, they built that. I think
I
that was
know-
a thing.
I think in the oh god.
Well, it depends on what movie or what scene we're talking about.
The second one.
The second one, I thought that was a real highway that.
Well, I think
They
it was.
shut down.
I think it was either shut down or they were about to open it
Yeah.
after construction.
I remember they built a stretch of road and highway for one movie. I forgot.
Are you thinking
I
about
thought-
Deadpool? Where 3/4 of the movie took place in the little stretch of the interstate?
No, I don't think it's that. 'Cause that was mostly green screen.
Okay. There's something
Listen,
about
man.
Go ahead. The fake Matrix Reloaded highway. I guess they did a 1.25 mile long, and it was fenced with a 19-foot wall, and
See,
they built it
yeah.
for $2.5 million.
Yeah, see, I fucking told you. So
and they destroyed it. So
okay, they destroyed it. That doesn't exist. All right, so we're gonna have to find a new place for our AI death race. That is totally gonna create a super AI that will murder us all. Because after it's gonna be like Conan the Barbarian, right? It survived the slave gladiator pits, and now it's super intelligent and just destroys us all. And it sounds exactly like Schwarzenegger. Because that's Terminator and Conan. It's a match made in heaven. It's like the bit from Predator with Arnie and Carl Weathers, except Carl Weathers is just a robot. All right, we got a room.
alert.
Much room.
Hat stuff.
Did it?
I don't know. I'm trying to get this thing lined up. One capex. Scribbly. There it is.
Well, yeah, actual cars that you could drive virtually. It's basically IRL Carmageddon.
Or just IRL Rocket League.
Yeah. Ooh, what kind of fuel would you need to get that kind of propulsion?
What do you need to be able to repeat this propulsion?
Yes.
Oh.
We're talking Rocket League.
So hold up. Cars straight up explode in Rocket League, so ostensibly they have backups, right?
Yeah, but they don't explode every time you jump or you do a bit of a launch to go.
I mean,
It's only when you
with
run into
enough
other people.
Listen, have you seen us play Rocket League? You've seen us play Rocket League, right?
The cars still don't explode just by, hitting the walls or hitting the floor or hitting the ceiling. Just other cars.
Then we'll use springs.
No. We'll get a giant tungsten like brick as the ball, and then we'll try to play soccer with it. Fucking cubes. That impossible fucking cube ball. My god. It was the worst.
All right, now I'm curious. Like, what's going on?
Did Rocket League add the EAC thing to their depot? Are they gonna be like, hey,
I don't think they
Linux
have
users?
EAC yet.
Did I miss a link?
In the
You did. You gotta scroll.
Never mind. I see it.
Which means you gotta break the rules.
It wasn't that far up.
No, it never had AAC, but I remember we were talking about the concern that it might happen.
I thought they
and
added
they
it
have
in the
talked
Epic
about
one.
adding it.
All right, I'm gonna get something to drink, and we'll come back and we're gonna do our best to play this without breaking everything.
If you're gonna play, don't fucking cheat.
You can cheat in this game?
Yes.
Yeah, by watching. If you're playing the game and watching the stream at the same time, you can listen or be in Discord. But like,
Or if
Yeah.
Ven just clips the bit where the thing shows up.
Yeah, hang on. Let's do a dry run of this.
all right,
Real quick.
All right, so let's do what, one round?
No, I just need to see the interface, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, where does the...
It shows up
Right
in the middle of the screen.
And then shows up at the top.
So... Where does my word show up?
Where's the undo button?
There is no undo button.
I know.
What? No undo button? Ah. One share.
Yeah.
What are we waiting on? Me? Or what?
No, people are just
The
guessing.
time is ticking.
Well,
Sunglass. Right.
yeah.
Okay, so this should keep everybody in the same ballpark, right?
When it's your turn, you gotta flip away though, because otherwise people can look at your screen and see the words that you pick.
It goes down in order, doesn't it?
Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
everyone do some like quick
no?
guesses or some shit, or just type in the word. Tell us what the word is. We're not playing for fucking points right now.
Ghost pepper?
In my people's tongue, it means
Uh,
I am in great pain.
Or type what it is, so we're not
what?
waiting.
Oh. I know what it is.
All right,
Pineapple.
Okay.
I just needed to get to me.
You gotta not say it. Otherwise
No,
people will know.
yeah, we'll say it so people can
gotta
type it in. So I'm trying to get to where I'm taking a turn so I can get this damn thing set
Yeah.
up.
I gotta learn to not misspell.
Oh, we still got time on the clock.
Yeah, that timer's getting changed.
Yeah.
Somebody's got
Pinaple.
their sound done.
I do. Let's boop. Mrawlers.
Just tell us what you're drawing.
Yeah, so everyone can
Yes.
just type in the thing.
You know what? Why do I keep
Yeah,
saying
shower.
that? Yeah, there we go.
Shower.
It's like, no, I want the
Shower.
points that don't count.
Shower. Listen,
Shower.
I have to dominate you. That's the rules. I don't make
I
them up.
guess, man. Like, Make a list of people I'm going to kick out of the next game.
All right. Obelisk the Tormentor.
Let's see.
Slifer the executive producer. And Mega Ultra Chicken.
Come on. Let it be me.
We the
That's
last
me.
Yeah, it is going in order. It's going from the
I've
bottom
been
to
kicked.
the top. Oh, that's because you haven't been typing in anything.
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right. Well, I guess we'll just play this one by ear. Or can I come back in?
Like they'll show up in the middle. It's Pinwheel, by the way, you idiots.
Yeah, you're gonna have to rejoin the same room. That's just... Or create a new one.
All right. I want to rejoin the room. I want to see where...
Fuck, I closed that tab then. God damn it.
There we go.
Pedro
the word is
trying.
rat.
Rat. Rat. Mouse rat. Rat mouse. Secret squirrel. It's a
Sir?
Pokemon. Is Pikachu?
Is there a button to end your turn? Or is that not a thing?
No. You,
Okay, I'm just wondering because I don't know. I gotta ask these questions.
yeah, that's
Weasel.
fine. That's fine.
No, I think we have his thumbs up. Okay.
Is it a marmoset? That has 3 letters in it, right? Marmoset? Mustelid?
Chinchilla.
Wow. It's a guitar pedal.
Alright, round 2. Then is choosing the word.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like I
it's
said,
right in the middle. Huh?
right in the fucking
Right in the middle. And then when you select it, it shows up at the top?
At the top. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I guess I can kind of dodge the in the middle thing possibly.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is
It
just
is going
like,
in order. It's just going from the bottom
Yeah.
to the top.
Right. But what I'm saying is if you're playing the game, if you're in the room right now, just don't fucking cheat. Just don't look at Ven's screen. You can hear it. You can hear in Discord. You can see the game through your own browser. You don't need to look at Ven's screen.
I appreciate that, but all we have accomplished was making sure everyone reads my screen.
Well, I mean,
By pointing it out.
shit.
That is
Well,
the, good idea.
just fucking blatantly shame them, and then we have an excuse if someone wins.
You can't shame people. You can't cheat shame.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can. All right, so that's how we'll rock and roll with it then. Yeah, so it just goes from the bottom to the top.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's not a problem. All right, let me get something to drink and do my bio break.
Then we shall leave.
The emit an odor.
All right. It's gonna draw a knife in that guy's head. All right.
Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power. Oh, I get it. This. Yeah, right.
I guess I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched the trailer at all.
Me
I
neither.
watched. Yeah, I kind of want to
I
go.
just
in
saw
cold.
that there. It's like, I know those rings, but right.
But again, I maintain it's all right. Discord, while we're waiting for Ven to get back, again, create the most chaos in Lord of the Rings by giving one character a loaded handgun. Boromir. That's my choice. Boromir gets a little antsy. He pops Merry and Pippin right in the head. Fucking steals the ring from Frodo. Like, it goes completely off the rails. And then he brings the ring back to Mount Doom. And then Sauron comes back, and now he has the fucking gun. Oh shit! It's real now, motherfucker.
I mean, you can give Sean Bean a gun. He's still going to be the one who dies. So
But yeah, we're going for chaos though, right? Like,
wouldn't his father, Walter Bishop, be the better option?
No, because he doesn't fucking leave his chair.
That's the thing. He has a gun now.
Right. So what? He's gonna shoot the guy if he doesn't bring him ripe tomatoes. Boromir at least had some fucking agency.
Like the throne of Rohan is just a bunch of dead people.
Gondor though. That was the other guy. That was the other guy.
Yeah.
Listen, man, they're not called the still here doors.
They're called the Rohan.
They're the
Gondor, not
Gondors.
still here door.
They're here, neither here nor there, here door nor Gondor.
All right. Create a private room. Do we need audio for this?
Not really, no.
Not really. Okay.
It gives you like a yes or no sound
their
effect,
own.
but like whatever.
1 minute.
60 seconds.
Copy the link.
You must draw Nicolas Cage and Gone in 60 seconds for everything. Doesn't matter what word you get.
All right, there's the link.
You have to draw that scene of him and Angelina Jolie where they try to have sex, but the fucking gear shift gets in the way.
I don't remember that movie. I mean, I've watched it. I know for a fact I've watched it.
I remember that fucking Eccleston is in there, and I remember the scene where Angelina Jolie and Nicolas Cage attempt to have sex in a car. That's those are, and also that song "Pedal to the Metal" and I'm off. I forget what the rest of the song goes like, but you know that one, right?
No.
I remember the Shelby was Eleanor.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they tried to have sex in the car. Yeah,
the chase at the end.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I mean, you're the one drawing for other people to guess, so you're giving your answer, I guess. Does that count as cheating?
We're about to
if you're
start,
the drawer, you do get a higher score if more people guess your shit.
Yep.
And faster.
You can use whatever you want. I don't care. I mean, this is an after show. I'm going to start
it's
in
not
10 seconds. So if you want to get in, 9,
Click the
8,
latest link.
7, 6.
En français.
It's FJ2F.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right.
All right, Alan.
It's Mr. Alert. Okay.
It's a biggie.
Okay.
Poo bowl?
Oh, yes. I'm slow.
Okay. Fuck. All right. Fuck. Damn it. All right. So there's a stage. There's a person up here. He's going there. And then there's there.
You. Yes, more arrows will help.
I don't know. Audience. Right.
My other option was opera, and the third one was even worse.
Okay, it's me. Right.
It's you.
Okay. It's the easiest one to guess, so.
Penis?
I can keep drawing the rest of the details, but okay.
All right, who's up next?
It's Ven.
Aha. All right. I guess hit the body. And some ears. But
Okay.
Yeah.
All helped.
You got an L? I didn't get an L. I like the intense like fucking dubstep. It contrasts with the very simple drawing.
right.
Just
You're
I
close,
picture you
Gamatron. You're just one
like
letter off.
a zoomed in camera to Ven's face as he's like furiously drawing it. This is the output.
Got some stage lighting. Hammering it
all
out.
right. All right, Gamotron. Oh, we got some color.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it was one or the other. I took a stab, and then I saw the M.
If
Damn
it's
it.
green, if it's green, you should probably get it checked out.
Your cucumber? That seems pretty normal to me. Wub wub wub.
Don't make me wub over there.
Yes, shade of green matters.
Fuck. Got it. All right.
All right. Okay. All right. All right.
Clown. Oh.
Oh, singular. Okay. Right, my turn. Oh, fuck. Right.
Did you get some fucky words?
Yes.
And it's great because like you get something simple, and it's like, how do I draw this? And then immediately when you draw your thing, you're like, wait, that was an
Okay,
even
let's
easier
go.
one.
Exactly.
I can't tell without arrows, Pedro.
Amiga.
I don't know how to spell xylophone, so fuck off.
Starts with an X.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
That was the easiest single word one that I could pick.
I'm just glad I remember how to spell it.
Glockenspiel, like that one.
Glockenspiel.
All right, so I do not remember how to spell it. Goddamn. We lost that.
Right. And it's not like I can spell it for you, but my fingers know where the letters are.
I had to run spell check on that. I was like, Then I didn't believe spell check. It's like, are you not? Fuck. Okay.
Fucking fuck.
Holy shit. That's a lot of letters.
Right.
Yeah. We're green again.
Yep. Going green. All right. Damn it. Quit being green. Not easy.
It's not easy being green.
Is this a drawing game?
Nope.
Yeah.
Look at that being all like super fancy.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
That was slow.
Round 3.
Aim try it
How
again.
many rounds are there?
3.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Where,
Oh,
where do,
2 words.
what is this game?
Okay. It's Pictionary.
It is Pictionary. Where do I go?
There's a link.
Oh. Is there?
Scribbly-O.
Thank you.
Yes.
Get wrecked.
Yes. Yes. Get fucked.
You can have all those fucking points, man. Goddamn.
Get fucked, you fucks.
Oh. Okay.
Fuck off.
If it wasn't Hitler, it was the other guy.
I was not seeing that. I was seeing Screamy Guy.
Let's prepare.
Okay.
Oh, fuck this game.
We've heard it on Dalmatia. Oh. There we go.
Right. American pronunciation. Right.
Go with
Yeah. I had one of these visit my house about a week ago.
What
Were
did you
you
burn?
trying to what, were you trying to commit arson? I think is the real question.
American pronunciation, Game of Tron. Fire truck.
Fire truck.
Look at this. Oh.
Look at this. Ah!
Oh no. All right. All right. Shit. All right.
Snick.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
I'm fan on this one.
Me.
Thanks
I
for-
got there because 3-letter word, because that drawing's not fucking helping.
Vote for this.
I didn't know how else to express this.
Dig.
I drew a shit. Right, shovel. Damn it! I drew a dwarf. You fucking put dig diggy hole in my head, and that's the only thing I could think of.
True Minecraft axe.
Right. Okay. Let's go with that one.
All right. Thorax?
That's supposed to be a hammer.
Okay, I see.
It's a very 2D hammer, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's about as good as my dwarf. So,
Thor? Why didn't I get that? Fuck. All right.
torso.
Well, let's see if anybody can guess what I left up on the screen. My colors are all wrong. There. See if anybody can.
I mean, Jordan cheated, but
I did. Inadvertently, though, I was looking at Discord, and then I looked up and I saw.
That's 100% on me. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't quick enough on the switchies. Did anybody not get it?
Game of
Game
Tron.
of Tron.
Now we know who's colorblind.
I was gonna say this isn't fair to colorblind people.
All right.
I guess it depends on the type you have.
Alan, Jordan,
Hey,
Pedro.
third place.
All right.
Bad for joining in the third round.
We'll do another one.
Pink is okay.
Here, let me drop the link in case anybody wants to hop in again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Adolf Hitler, Charlie Chaplin one. I'm like, all right, yeah.
I didn't see the stash. I saw it was like, I must scream.
Ah,
Yeah, it's like try to draw a mouth, and then it's like, oh, but it's an open mouth. Okay.
right. Well, so it was a person, and they started with the mustache because it was 2 words, right? So it's likely going to be like a name or something.
All right.
Yeah.
If you're in, you're in. Let's go.
Okay, round 1.
Who goes first? Drummer.
Drummer.
Is choosing a word.
Choose that word.
Choose your destiny. 5 letters.
World. Oh. Did I get it? No.
Yep.
You get
It is Uranus.
nailed it.
you just spelt it wrong. It's Uranus.
Oh.
Uh,
Derp.
I forgot to do that last bit there.
All right, who's up next? These ones.
Beasties.
Yeah, the ever important this thing.
Yep.
oh, this is what you're pointing at, right?
Yes.
Got it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Mhm.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I was
All right.
slow again.
Game Motron.
I should probably pick those. Pluck them.
Everyone's going with the short ones. It's always pink.
I got the first one.
Right.
There we go. All right.
It's Italy.
Oops, somebody hit the wrong button. didn't they?
Darkness.
It's the same word. It's probably the same word in all languages.
Well, whatever it is, it's censored now.
Yeah. It's too hot for Twitch. Ah!
Too hot for Twitch.
Bravo, Game Motron. Still going for it.
All right, who's up next?
Alan.
Oh.
This earlier.
Alan.
Go, Albert.
Do, do.
I know what this needs. More squiggles.
Let's see. Oh.
Right. right. The feather duster helps, yes.
I was just going through fucking 4-letter words at that point. It's like, that might remotely have anything to do with.
All right.
All right.
Jordan is choosing a word.
Oh my God. This is the best one ever.
Okay. Is it Adele Pro Lines? No, it's not going to fit. Get fucked. We need more than that, buddy.
No, that is what it is.
Okay.
If that's all we're gonna get, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll draw you another one. It's gonna draw one on an angle.
That was in fact what it was, right?
I could not make it any simpler for you.
True to life. True to form.
All right.
It's a trapezoid.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Damn it. I typoed and had to backspace, and that's cost me precious time.
United States has 0 commissioned of these.
Listen, man, this is a Portuguese man
It's
of
owned by
war.
Mattel.
The
Gotta
gunboat?
cover
Look.
both sides.
It's a thing and it has guns. It's a freaking battleship, okay?
You sunk my Scrabble ship. Next is Ven. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you're good.
Next is Ven.
Fuck.
Choose.
Boat with guns. Gunboat.
Would be good.
Oh no.
Huh.
Yeah, it's always good when you're like, how the fuck am I gonna?
And it's a long word too.
Yeah. All right. That's still pink, so let's pretend that's not a wiener.
Penis balls.
Nice, Pedro. Oh,
Oh, okay.
That's what that is, right?
What?
I can't make it any simpler, Jordan.
Ah. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
on
yeah.
the left. That's
I
not
got
a
it.
mom. It looked like a
Okay.
bow tie. It looked like candy.
That's Batman. Who are you? I'm Mothman.
Oh, mothball. Some ball of moth. Okay. All right.
Um, I don't know.
Definitely.
Nuke. Ah. Okay. All right.
hey,
all right.
half,
okay.
half of people got it.
You
so
could
it's
have
not
drawn
that
a
bad.
bottle cap, then Pedro would
You
have
could
collected.
you could have drawn a bomb with the radiation symbol.
You
on
could
it.
have drawn the
You
actual
could've-
bomb, yes,
would've
or a
been-
yeah.
microwave.
I was going to start drawing the nuclear symbol at the end there. Because it was
Nice try.
see, why couldn't I have had something like that?
Because fuck you. That's why.
Right.
That's how this game works. someone gets like cat, tree. Other people get like fucking
Crippling
Mikhail
depression.
Gorbachev. Yeah, like
I realize it's me, but I have
Axolotl.
no idea.
that's because you don't obey them, Pedro.
Stop sign. Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Alto.
Gamotron. The biggie. Yeah, it's great.
A diseased turtle is 2 words. Done.
Right. I misspelled it the first time.
Wrong hemisphere for me.
Yeah, it really depends. It's like a coin flip. What's the first one you go with?
Always with the clothing. Nice.
I don't know what else to do with this one.
What?
Yeah.
Gamotron, you cheater.
Got it.
Then you referee. Oh.
Right.
Oh.
I see the whistle now. Okay. I thought it was like sticking his tongue out. I don't know.
That was a whistle. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Pro tip: the stripes are going the wrong way, but
Oh, it's. I don't know. I don't.
oh. No. No.
Huh.
No.
That doesn't help.
Right. Right.
Yes. Lava weeder.
Thermometer.
Yeah.
Thermometer. Yeah.
Right.
The Greek city. Thermometer.
Okay.
The Battle of Thermometer.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where
Let's
the
go
Spartans
with this
punched their butt
one,
cheeks.
Then.
Wobbuffet.
Oh,
Okay.
Foxy's favorite. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a hell of a giveaway.
I thought of drawing the foot, the gnome foot, but yeah, no.
All right.
Yeah. That would
Brace
have
yourselves.
wrong direction.
Wondering.
Pandering doesn't apply here. Some good MS painting.
Dude.
Epic.
Developed those skills over a long while trying to draw with the mouse.
Oh, right.
All right.
Round 3, the final round.
Begins.
Drummer.
Drummer.
How am I doing? 27? 39? Oof.
I am in last place, very solidly.
I don't think I can beat Alan. He's too fast at typing.
Sure, with your smirk.
You could have gone so many other ways, but okay.
That is a toque, my friend.
I didn't know how to draw
Yeah.
the band. Sorry, I didn't know how to draw the band from the 90s.
Oh,
Like medieval
Oh.
helmet, that would have been easier to draw.
Or a bicycle helmet.
you could have done some
Or a bicycle
fire
helmet.
on the New York Mets.
Right.
Why are we listening to the sounds of modem noises?
Because you've angered it.
I beat you, you fucker.
Oh.
Straight
What?
line. They're impossible. They are, man. Ew.
Fisting.
Oh, man.
With a PH. Fist.
I mean, there are other details on the thing.
I don't know. Listen, man. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Damn it, Beastwick.
All right.
Alright.
So slow.
Alright. Damn it! I can't make noises. Alright. Okay.
Dead. Man, I don't know.
Border.
Yeah, no, I like the two different dudes.
Yeah.
Alright, ooh,
Ooh, making some noise. Going through all the
Right.
vowels, I see.
Wiener joke. Remember.
It's whack.
Totally whack.
All right, Ven, your turn.
Hmm.
Got some tricky ones, huh?
This could be interesting. All right.
Right.
All right, second place.
I'll do.
Holding on to
Yay,
it.
7.
Not last. Not last.
The same place joining in the third round last game.
I for one blame the rectangles. Damn it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know how else I could have.
fucking
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. My brain was just not having rectangles for dinner this evening.
Right. It's like, you gotta give me more detail.
And of course,
I can
yeah,
could
there-
write-
I mean, if you
Different
drawn
rectangle.
like a circle, square, triangle, and then point at the rectangle, it's like that one.
no, Pedro, you got to draw more arrows at the rectangle. Then, because I was focusing on the URL bar on the browser.
yeah.
Ooh, I wouldn't admit that.
Well,
Any of the artsy people are gonna give you shit for that one.
Yeah. And here's the thing though, like like Ben was saying he spell checked. I don't fault spell check because that wastes time. That loses you points.
Yeah, no, the xylophone one, that was literally the only word that I could draw any significant anything.
I
that would
don't
make
appreciate
sense.
it. You should get like first word on that because I saw that and I'm like, I said that as a fucking joke. Xylophone.
Right? And I punched that in and I'm like, oh
Yeah,
fuck, that wasn't-
Jordan got the, fuck it, let's take a shot at the joke points.
Yeah. No, like honestly, if you can like toss out a couple guesses and if you're right, like there's no point not doing it.
There's no penalty for spray bray.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's pretty dope. It does seem like it is a special tablet.
Yes.
Use my iPad,
iPads work.
the pencil.
I mean, I have a touch screen on this computer over here. I could use my finger.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by fucking tablets, but I'm like, it takes the
Yeah.
jank and charm out of it, man.
Right.
does, it
Yeah.
does.
Trying to it's the MS Paint aspect of it. Like
Right.
how clearly can you
It's
illustrate this?
Yeah,
like when you have like 7 people struggling to make something resembling a straight line, and then somebody comes up with like some grade school level shit. And you're like, fuck. All right.
I was gonna say MS Paint is an equalizer. You can't
Yeah.
really tell the difference between adult using it and an 8-year-old.
No, that's
Or-
not true because there are some baller ass MS Paint users who can do some
For the
fucked up shit.
average person.
Or
There's
or
always an
drawing
outlier.
with the trackball.
There's always an outlier. Yeah, the trackball. That's a
Oh,
special.
come on. All we have to do is head over to, oh, I don't have that up, do I? Yeah. Reddit RMS Paint.
La Pieta.
You would never know, man.
Lucky.
Grief is the price we pay for love. Queen Elizabeth II.
It's true, I saw it in a JPEG by MS Paint.
There's a bird.
See, look at that. That's pretty dope. That's pretty good for MS
That's a
Paint.
good burp.
Rich Piana, bodybuilding legend, 5% club. Yeah, let's go. Joker. all right. See, that's dope.
Christ.
Yeah, but how long did it take?
No,
Ponies.
that's moving the lines. That's moving the field goal right there. It's like,
Yeah, it is.
Pony.
Okay.
hey.
Furries. All right.
All right, pattern symmetrical. That doesn't impress me. That's difficult, but not.
Yeah, that's a copy paste. Yeah, go on.
There we go.
Your flip
Yeah,
rotate.
that,
yeah.
that,
All right.
the negative space. I like that.
Anger girl.
Anger Gerald's. Oh, he's look at Gerald.
Oh,
He's so angry.
Much anger.
Such one.
Send me that link. I think I actually found the thing I want to set my Discord avatar to.
All right.
That might be
Gerald.
the thing. That
Oh my
might be
God.
the thing that does it. That might be the thing that does it.
It fits. It fits. Roll with it.
It's the land of my pee.
I
Hang on,
identify
let
with
me-
Anger Gerald.
Okay, all right,
personal
fine.
level.
I had to do a little check on that before I scrolled down.
I was gonna say.
See
be
whether or not you could show the slam penis.
Yup.
I'm flying my penis.
careful. Still on Twitch.
Not too bad.
Okay.
Costa Birdo? Fucking guess. All right. Some more snow. See, that's not bad.
That looks very good.
Yeah.
That's
Very simple. Very good.
yeah.
City Hunter.
Oh, it's a predator.
Right.
Really
All right.
Baba.
Damn it, Discord. You can't let me get the text in there, you
MS
piece of
Paint
shit.
Bob.
Yeah. There's more powder.
Pony.
Fire.
What's
fire.
wrong with that cat?
It's lacking the fire required to.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, hang on. We got to.
Pikachu getting punched. Okay, it's got the blurry. Is it gonna? I'm expecting like a vulgar display of power. The fucking Pantera cover.
Surprisingly,
Yo.
it's just Pikachu getting
Okay,
punched.
all right.
Surprise Pikachu
surprise
getting
Pikachu.
punched. Okay.
Well, that's why it's surprised. Okay, all right.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah,
I'm down with that.
yeah.
Is that the Paramount
Clip
Dune
of,
thing?
clip of from a
I was
new.
gonna say that's
No, that's
macOS next,
it's a mountain, Pedro. That's why they call it Paramount. Oh man, that's some flash animation.
Emerson. Yeah. Each frame created by a mouse.
Nice.
Sweet mother of all patience, but yeah, kudos to him.
That's dope.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's free real estate. It's freerealestate.com.
More Predators.
The Predator. All right.
Everyone's favorite. Okay.
All right.
How to make.
Okay. I want to learn how to make a sphere with MS
I'm
Paint.
good. Ohio. Yeah, you could have just shortened that to Ohio.
Yeah.
Filled in
Yeah,
Ohio.
you didn't need the extra words in that. Pat, what the hell? Aw. Jimmy's.
Jimmy's mom.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Handsome Squidward. Okay.
Drugs. Dream catchers.
I see a flamingo in that one. That or sailboat.
Evil
So,
assassin
like,
man in shower. Oh, okay. I see it.
It really is a mix of like 10-year-old drawings with like some good shit from people who actually practice in MS Paint.
I have my doubts on this one.
That looks
Yeah.
like a lot of detail too.
That was
I
copied
mean, you can't
into
do
MS
it. It'll
Paint.
take a long fucking time going
A lot
pixel
of
by
zoom-
pixel.
That's a lot of zooming in. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot of zooming in.
Like the sphere tutorial said something about a gradient. Does MS Paint do those now?
I don't know. The last time I've seen paint was
yes.
311.
You can do gradients.
Well,
Windows
like,
7
did-
or Vista, I think. Paint.
Didn't they
around
take
that
out
version.
MS Paint at some point? Like
In
you have to like go
Windows 10,
install
I
it
think?
out of band now.
Yeah,
Paint
it's
3D.
It's now
You have
3D,
to go install it.
Paint 3D.
Oh,
Yeah.
but like just plain ass Paint that's still there along
Regular
with
paint
Notepad.
still there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the last time I really
That-
used MS Paint in any significant capacity was Windows XP.
Windows XP, Windows 7-ish, that
I
era.
hoped
yeah.
you were going to break out like professional capacity. Like I needed to make a sign at work.
Oh, dude, that's Google Docs though. Like horizontal landscape, big block letters. Don't fucking do the thing. Print it out, slap it on there. Yeah. And that's if I don't just grab the Sharpie and just like
See,
let
this
it
is
bleed on the cough and bleed on the page a little bit so that it looks fucked up, and then hang it up.
like this is something the youth have missed out on is the giant fuck you banners with the line-fed fritters, the dot matrix.
Yes.
Like making like that. That was easy. Like go fuck yourself.
Oh, Alan
Oh,
can do that.
But
You
but
got one.
the best part about those matrix sprinters was pulling off the little fucking tracks afterwards. It's so good, so satisfying. Every time. Every time.
And then every now and then it would just rip into the paper.
Yep.
Yeah. No. So you, I had the strategy where you work it a little bit at a time, and then you rip, and you work it, and you rip. And,
Oh no, you just folded it and
Yeah.
like whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll do the fold and then do the rip, but sometimes it would clip into the page a little bit. So, fuck.
Oh no. When I was working at the gas station, the thing we had to do for like the shift closing was done through a dot matrix printer.
Huh.
So we'd get like a stack of like all the transactions from the day or whatever from that shift, and like I try to take off the giant stack of paper thing at once.
See, I want to do the
Oh,
time machine, and a couple of us just go back and like buy some cigarettes off Jordan at the gas station. Like, what's up, man? How's it going? You don't know us yet, but
You will.
You're gonna see, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a return to babyface Jordan.
You're gonna choose an Angry Gerald image in the future, and you're gonna be like, "What?"
You're just gonna be like, you're not. This is not gonna make any sense right now, but Angry Gerald.
Yo,
I was like, are you Angry Gerald?
nah, man, just lean over
Yeah,
and whisper.
no, it's just
No,
Pokeball
dude.
Boris. Let's go.
You gotta do it. You gotta be like flamingo for life.
Man, yeah.
And your sister's sister.
My sister.
your brother's sister.
So I'm my sister's sister. I guess maybe. I'm not sure how this works.
Baby spinach.
Man, I got a giant tub of baby spinach. I gotta eat that.
Oh, you have to just apply the smallest amount of heat to it, and it'll reduce to a thimble of baby spinach. So,
No, the problem with spinach is though you gotta eat it like right a fucking way, because if you're gonna wait. It's gonna
well,
go
I mean,
bad.
it is one of those like vegetables that you can buy. Like, oh, I'm totally gonna eat that and wait 2 days, and it'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't eat it now. It went bad. Oh, well, I tried.
I do like me some spinach though. It's good and high in potassium and iron and all that shit. You just gotta eat a bunch of it. But it's like cooking it is, yeah, you stick it in a pan for like 30 seconds and it reduces.
Yeah. That's what I do. Is like I just pile the pan where it doesn't fit, pour a little red wine in there, cut the heat on, lay a lid on top where it almost touches, and just give it a few seconds.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with spinach. It doesn't taste like anything. It tastes like whatever you dump in it.
It's a texture food.
Yeah, it's
It's
a little rubbery.
consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, consistency adder.
People put it in their quesadilla to lie to themselves. Like, there's healthy stuff in there.
I'll be okay.
I mean,
with
Yes,
it.
there's
I don't
technically
know.
a green thing that's mostly water. Yeah, go on.
I
I mean, it's
I
not
don't know.
iceberg lettuce, but close.
I don't know. What do I put in quesadilla? I put some beans. I put a giant mountain of cheese, because if you're gonna do quesadillas, you're gonna eat a mountain
An
of
entire
cheese.
block of cheddar.
I mean, it's already half cheese, anyways.
Yeah. No. You do some chicken. You do some jalapenos. Maybe a little bit of guac, some sour cream. Let's smoosh it all up, fry it. Damn it! Now I want a quesadilla.
When do you get the
fuckers.
bag of sauce?
That's for the taco grande. That's after you like cover it in like a blueberry pancake, bake it, wrap it in a pizza, and batter it and deep
I mean,
fry
we're
it.
never going to get our quesadilla town franchise off the ground without the bag of sauce.
Yeah. They told us it was a bad decision, that we were losing money, but I said it was the principle of the thing.
Yes.
You can't just give away that much salsa.
Oh man. Oh, did you go by the Heart Attack Cafe when you were in Vegas?
No, I wanted to do Guy Fieri's restaurant, but the guy I was with is like, I don't want to wait in line, and so we ended up walking around for another hour and waiting in line anyway. I'm like, you fucker.
That works. This is a trap.
Yeah, that's the trap. I'm like, but I want to eat Guy Fieri's frosted tip monstrosity. It looks amazing. I'm gonna feel like shit tomorrow, but my god.
All right, Twitch.
There's so
we're gonna
much
bounce
cheese on it.
and say our goodbyes in Discord. So enjoy yourselves if you can. Tomorrow's another wonderful day filled with sun, days, and rectangles.
It's gonna be
another
covered in ice.
day
for me.
ending in Y.
Angry Gerald.